What's going on, everybody? Hello, hello, hello. Let's check those sound levels. The mic looks good. I got my sound coming through the headphones tonight, which might accidentally, it sounds weird. Like I always think I sound weird when I'm wearing headphones, and it made the official streams strange because I always had to have like Justin and Hiroki or whoever was talking coming through here while I was doing the broadcast. But if people, y'all have talked with headphones on before, you always sound so echoey in your own head when you have headphones on, in my opinion. But what's up, Zuvarius, D Nazarok, Mighty Maxim, Zalgardis, Skyfrey, hello, Luke, yours, numero 80, Moon Snail, brother. Let's see, Shadow, what's up? Pavril, what's going on? Good to see you guys. Okay, I fixed the bitrate then. Good. So the trick is you just have to sync it up when you're streaming to, like, Twitch, YouTube, and Twitter. I think these days what you just have to do is find a bitrate that streams the same resolution to both platforms, which at 1080p wasn't too bad. And my internet seems to be handling it just fine, which it should. But, when you're in a new house, you never really know. All right. What's up, Heriky? Let me get the Discord opened up here. Joa, what's going on? Thank you, Justin. Thank you. Hopefully no pity. I'm spending $3 this week. Okay, now what we're gonna do now, okay, we have Lego pants tonight to run the board, which is gonna be awesome. So we have the draft board back up. I'm gonna get that set up now, so we have a nice looking scene for that. In the meantime, we'll just be grinding out some more Visior in the background. Okay, let me open everything up here. Okay. I think I want to have this sitting here, if it can. It probably just needs to be sitting here. Okay. So now if I push this, what happens? It's close. That's close to good. I just need to resize some things. No problem. Okay, it's a screen capture. This one. Okay. I believe most of it. You can see there's editing happening to the thing as we go. Okay, it all basically goes to right about here on the screen. It looks like the rosters. Check out all this art. Like, this is so cool. Like, Lego Pants again outdoes himself per usual. But let's make this look nice on the on this end as well. It's nice and set up. Whoop. God, someday, you guys, the like OBS Streamlabs companies are gonna make software that's like good. I mean, honestly, I'm not complaining too much. Streamlabs works just fine. It's just not quite perfect. Like, it's so laggy if you try to edit anything while you're live, which I don't love. Okay, let's get that about there. Put this here. I just want to make sure it covers the whole game and that we're not cutting anything off. Okay, so there we go. So that's the splash art. Beautiful. Again, AI putting in some work. Standings. That looks good. So there's our top 8. I mean, again, we got the numero 80 and Miraxis play-in match. That'll be right at 7. So make sure I'm hanging out in the Discord. Make sure they get this set up. That'll be the same rules as last week. They'll play a best 2 out of 3. Winner gets the 8 seed. So that's how that's gonna work. Okay. Good. So that one looks nice. If we look at the ban screen, there it is. Obviously, no one has been banned yet, but I definitely anticipate the Golbez and Sir O ban. You know Sir O's getting banned. He's too good in a unlimited cost format. You got to kick out that MR quasi evade lightning unit, you know. So anyway, this is set up. This is so nice. You can see the resists of these units, their elemental stats. It's so good. Hey, by the way, we are not doing 2 rounds of banning this time. I thought about that. Maybe next time, but I want to stick with just the 1 round of bans for tonight. I slept on it a few days and I was like, no, you know what? I know how to do this. It's our first week back. We're just going to do the first round of bans. So we'll go bans 1 through 8. Then we'll do the draft. So here's your ban screen. Here's the draft. So this is the background. This is like the behind the scenes draft. What we'll watch is this. We'll watch the rosters fill in. So I do think I want to scoot this over a little bit. Maybe like right there. Maybe even a little bit more. Something like this. There we go. Now we can clearly see everybody's name. We got the elemental symbols on there as well. Again, really helpful. Yeah, and Lego makes a point as well. Like the spreadsheet is only set up for 1 round of bans right now as well. So that too. Yes, definitely. But check out this out. We got the on the clock, on deck. We got the ban list on here. This is awesome. This is sweet. You'll love to see it. Okay, I'll put it to the splash art screen for now. There's me. They did not have to AI generate my artwork, by the way. That was actually drawn by a human. But we got a numero 80 with the weekly standings. That's him. We got Starlet Francesca. I can confirm that is what Starlet Francesca looks like IRL. That's actually just a picture of her from, you know, when she was on a crusade once. Lego Pants does indeed also look like that. Again, that is just a picture of him in real life. Maverick, I'm pretty sure that's what Maverick looks like. I can't confirm or deny that though. Okay. Matchup snapshot too. Yep, we got this screen here as well. Put that back up there. Boom. So you can see it carrying over. You'll see their 4 units with the stats. We can switch between them here. Yeah, this is even better. This is even better than the old one that we had. I mean, it's a lot the same, but it does a little bit more. Did someone drop this week? Not that I've heard, numero 80. Yeah, so Maverick Hold on, I gotta turn off streamer mode on Discord. Your 8 players, well, your 7 players for sure are Maverick, Miraxis, Turambar, Sir McCrane, Zuvarius, Sandrooster, and Brother. And then numero 80 and Sushi are playing the play-in game. I think I can put that on the screen. Nope. Broke that button. Either way. Yeah, no worries, Lego. You got time. Okay, we're going to do polls here in a minute. Make a little YouTube video out of that. Yeah, Timothy, for real. This would have been a sweet Vita game. I just have a lot of hard time. I have a hard time playing games on my phone in general. I don't know why. Just holding a phone in my hand and playing games. I'm not great at that. Crush that fight. I already had my adult beverage Lego pants. Wife and I went out for dinner tonight because I took my son to my mom's house. She's babysitting him. He's staying the night over there. So, you know, got a little time on my hands this week to do the stream. And so there was about an hour of dead time, and we were like, hey, we can go out to dinner. This is something we can do. This is allowed. Just the two of us. Turns out you can do that. It was nice. It reminded me of a simpler time. Or at least a time before, you know, everything you did had to revolve around the youngest person in the family. But treasure these moments. All of the above, all that. Okay, what are we pulling today? We're going to do... I do have a decision to make, and you guys can help me with this. Let me collect my Veritas medals here. Yo, this song has a completely different sound with my headphones on. I really like it. Okay, if I look at my vision cards. For my water team, I already have... Here's what I have for water. I got Siren built and ready. I also have an agility card built and ready. Right? I can Elder Awaken, and I might. You never know. And then... I have... I must have just... Oh, yeah, here we go. I've got Dark Siren. So my second water agility card is right here. It also has Man-Eater Physical. Like, this is a really good card. However, I already have 2 water cards maxed. And then, like, some job cards and some rainbow cards. And I'll have another job card today. I only have this wind card maxed. I have in my possession here. Hold on, let me sort by rarity. I have Dark Tetrasylphid. Now this is Man-Eater Physical, which I kind of... Yeah, it's not the greatest for my wind roster because my wind roster is so heavily magic. Because I was thinking about doing those polls today. Ooh, this would be this is Sword Knight Gun Mace. Yeah, I'm not that one's not. I don't play those teams really. This one I think I can have 77. I know, maybe I do just finish Dark Siren. Maybe that is what I go for this week. I can level this one whenever I need to. It's a Katana card. Katana Axe. So I'm happy to have this ready to go. Just like for my Katana team, basically my Wind Katana team, this doesn't help me much because of what it is. Shadow Snatcher, thank you for the 20 months of Amazon Prime. Welcome back. I don't know. I've just been trying to think of what do I want to dump those select pulls into. Like Ramu even crossed my mind. Man, it's tough. Because I don't have a ton of Mog medals. What's my wind roster? I'll show you. So here's wind. These two, new Dario. I will eventually have, yeah, look at that for physical damage. Physical Pierce, that's pretty stacked. But I'm going to work on Gargus as well. And then I have a lot of select unit shard tickets. I basically got all of those discounted ones from the new player stuff. Didn't spend them. I do not have 2B. No, I saved Visior. I'm pushing story as fast as I can, like, do it and stay sane to get Veritas of the Wind up. But I have Mage, Magic, I could pop him. I have Ayaka. And then Gargus, who, again, I'm working on this to get him. For water, the only reason I don't just insta-do Dark Tetrasilphid, or not Dark Tetrasilphid, Dark Siren, is because I already have Miranda's card for water agility. I don't know. It's hard. Definitely doing the 500 pay UR purely for the mod. Yeah, is it? Okay, so hold on. That's a good point, Justin. If you do this pull, you get UR unit shards. I just like, unit shards are not what I need. And I don't have paid. I only have enough paid to do a couple more 300 paids. This is just insanely good. So I guess my question is, do I think I finished Dark Siren. I think I just have to finish Dark Siren. Like, that's the play, isn't it? I mean, it'd be sweet if I could pull a Dark Ramu, but I'd have to pull it. I bet you anniversary, when our anniversary rolls around, I bet you I can pop up another Dark Esper then. I'm going to finish Dark Siren. I think that's worth it. And then I can get that off my daily grind. Okay. Well, we only have 17 minutes till it's time. So let's go ahead and get this poll video done. And then we'll start setting up for the tourney. Let me restart the music. Now, see, Shadow comes in here and says, do Dark Tetrasilphid. Okay, I'm gonna do Dark Tetrasilphid. That's what I wanted to do. I just needed somebody to push me in that direction. Thank you, Shadow. I will do that. That was the push I needed. Dark Bahamut? I don't have Dark Bahamut. Otherwise, I would. And I just don't like the idea of, like, going in on something I don't have yet. Okay, here we go. We're going to record. Make sure my record button works. Nice, Jeff. OG Odin would be good too, but that's more for PvP only. Like, I still need to build up enough PvE where I can do, have my 2 teams to go get that UR gear. Here we go. I'm gonna start the recording over. Unit resist is good. What's up, Eric? Good morning, everybody. Orange J here with another War of the Visions video, and we are live on Twitch, YouTube, and X tonight for Friday Night Fights. But before we do it, we're going to do some polls for the new Vision card and some polls to take advantage of this 25 select UR Vision card shards poll. Now, I've been doing a lot of soul searching here, right? Because with my account, I've been building up my Dark Siren, and this would get me almost done with it. But I already have a water agility card. I'm slow rolling this thing. It already kind of feels like I'm in a good spot there. I'm actually going to go for Dark Tetrasilphid to accelerate my win team a little bit. So we're going to do these polls first. Actually, I'm probably going to do most of these polls last, but I'm going to start here and see what we get. Now, I'm pretty sure, again, getting the shards in slot 10 means it's a bit of a whiff on the rest of the 9. I would love to catch like another Dark Esper somewhere along the line in these polls. That might change the direction I go with these shard tickets, and that's why I'm actually going to pivot over to the new Vision card polls first, because I could just catch something I don't have here. This Vision card is perfect for my account, by the way, like perfect. And it really feels like when you start an account in this game from brand new, if you kind of go with what the game gives you, the game gives you quite a bit to build in a direction. And I do like that. There was a there's a YouTuber who used to make videos for this game. He still makes like near reincarnation videos, although that's actually nice. Chocobo, I'm building that vision card actively. Anyway, Cabbage was his name, or is his name. He's not dead. And he would always talk about his gacha mentality. And I always liked that about his videos. He would talk about how gacha games won't always give you exactly what you want, but they will give you something. And with a game like War of the Visions, you can control a lot of what you get through like pulling when it's live, going for pities, you know, taking advantage of select options whenever you get them. But the game is also going to give you some things. The game gave me Dark Tetrasylphid and Dark Siren, and I'm just trying to take advantage of those. Now, if the game wants to give me Dark Odin or Dark Ramu, hey, I might like swing around a little bit and do some different things. Now, I believe this is guaranteed to be a rainbow because, yeah, this is going to change to shards. Maybe it's not. I don't know. It'd be really sweet if that was a rainbow, though. I always felt like on the shard pulls, if you don't get the shards in slot 10, you're getting a rainbow. But on these, okay, all right, here we go. Whatever the game gives you. Game, give me, what do I want? I don't know, some like really OP wind thing. Write a letter. Oh, Valentine's Day Ildira. There we go. I feel like this game is like celebrating Valentine's stuff right now. Okay, I'm not a fire player on this account, but still, that's nice. It's another unit that I have. So if I pull her again in the future, you know, I get the ball, and I get those sweet, sweet 20 soul stars, which I desperately need. All the vision and soul stars I can get, please. Okay, so that's done. 7 more pulls here, potentially. Let's go ahead and pull on the regular banner. No paid, or at least I only have 700 paid, which means I'm looking at using that for 300 paid shots in the future. Anything that's rainbow is great, just for those medals, those stars. All that stuff that I take for granted on my main whale account. New unit, MR. What do we get here? A Suro. Okay, you know, also not a lightning player, but you never know. Someday I might want to do that lightning select quest, and maybe Suro will come in handy there. Either way, that's 4 out of 10 for the pity. Moving right along. A gold, yeah, game. Honestly, if you wanted to give me a gold book, I wouldn't be too sad about it. Like, I would happily accept a gold book or 3 today. That'd be just fine. Instead, we're going to pull MR vision cards that the game gives you maxed out and Solier. Okay, not been great. The pulls here have not been great. Sticking with that cabbage mentality, I'm not going to use any of what I've pulled so far, so, all right, we'll just keep going. At least I have a lot of story left to play. Now, this would be awesome. If I could finish this thing without pitying, it's a unit. A lot of chance here for some change. Anyway, if I could not pity this thing, come on, one time for the one time. There we go. Trove of knowledge, no pity required, and a dupe. Okay, it's actually just inherited wills. 2 brand new UR vision cards. We take those W's. We definitely take those. Now, how about something good here too? New thing. It's gonna be farm. Okay, it's a water unit. I will build her. Like, I will build her up, not quickly, but water is an element that I've played on this account. That was a hell of a pull, because inherited wills is mace, fist. Like, I am slowly but surely building up a sickeningly good amount of mace vision cards. It's a slow build for sure, but it is a build. Okay, now I get to go trade in those metals for shards. That'll just save me more Visior in the long run. And we're going to go right back to Dark Tetrasylphid right here. I know it's like not as fun to do these pulls instead of like pulling for brand new things, but it's crazy good value to come in here and be able to select vision card shards. It is by far and away the hardest thing to do as a new player is catch up on vision cards. If there was one thing I would love to see the game change for new players, one thing more than any other thing, I should say. Jesus, throw me a rainbow or something. Oh, I think I just disproved something, because that was shards in slot 10, and I had a rainbow. I didn't think that could happen. Okay, well, these are a little more interesting now and for the future. Amnilus is a really good pull for me as well. She's already 140, but that's just Mind Spheres I can use for generics and all of that. Okay, Dark Tetrasylphid again. Anyhow, yeah, if there was one thing I could change more than any other thing for new players, even if it cost a bunch of Visior, an ability to go get vision card shards would be so nice. It feels slow. It feels really slow. And keep in mind too, it feels slow for me, and it's a lot faster than it used to be, which is really saying something. What's up, Raincoat Ninja? There's my shards right there. And was that my 5th one, or do I have one more? I think that was it. One more. One more. Keep it rolling. Come home, Dark Tetrasylphid shards. Hey, how about 2 Dark Tetrasylphid dupes? Please? Anything? Another rainbow? These are just sad. Like, I can't complain about the pulls today. I did not have to pity the vision card. The pull I didn't have to pity the vision card on was literally a triple rainbow that gave me another URVC. But I'll tell you what, when I've missed tonight, I've missed. These pulls that have been whiffs have been big time. All right. Oh, it's Mason from Nino Kuni. Hello. It has been a long time. It seems like forever since Nino Kuni Crossworlds. Okay, there we go. That's that. Done. Okay, that's the polls. Guys, thank you so much for watching this video, watching these polls. I hope these new player videos have been useful to the people who are also just starting the game. I don't know how many more are coming from this account. Like, I'm going to keep playing this account, playing out that water, playing out that wind. I still have units on here like Lynx and Dario that I want to make guides for. But, yeah, there we go. All right, I'll catch y'all next time. Peace. I'm going to post the I post the sign up link right when the tournament starts, Lego. I'm sorry. I'll put that in the sign up link. Sign up is posted right at draft time. That way it prevents people from jumping in there who shouldn't be in there. Thanks for the follow, Raincoat Ninja. What's up, Zeno? Are you guys doing conferences or something today, Zeno? Okay, good. Sangre Joven. Good. Happy to hear that. Okay, I will go ahead and set up the... I will go ahead and get that sign up link set up. So let's go to, and I'll ping everybody when I drop it as well. All right, create a tournament. Zalk Cup Top 8 Draft. Let's go. Game FFBE War of the Visions. It's too bad challenge.com has yet to recognize yet to recognize War of the Visions as like a game that it has. Okay, starting right now-ish. Let's give Francesca permissions. Saffron Francesca. It always takes us a minute. There she is. Got her. Boom. Okay, I'll post the link now. Okay, I'll go ahead and I'll give you guys something to look at. I'll continue to push random story in the background here. Tournament starts in 4 minutes, and again, we'll start with our play-in. So, everybody who's made it. All right, Sushi and Numero, if you guys want to go ahead and get your stuff set up and ready to go, we will start in 5 minutes. I wonder if this is working. I'm going to try to do a crazy copy and paste thing right here. kind of worked. Discord's functionality is pretty good. Okay. Sushi says, I will lose fast and go play Rebirth. I feel you. Rebirth has been a great game. Okay. All right. If you guys had to pick anything, I imagine a lot of you out there are playing Rebirth, right? Like, it's probably not just me. So for all of you Rebirth players, let me just get this. Oh man, people already flooding into that bracket. That didn't take long. I want to make sure I got my bracket showing. I push this as well. Yeah, good. I can get the bracket on the screen too. Anyway, what I was saying was, for all my Rebirth players out there, most of that game I have loved. Waiting for PC. I thought about doing that, Lego, but it timed up so well with spring break that I was like, yeah, it's worth playing on the PS5. Give me an actual opportunity to play the game a little bit and not, you know, have to wait. Well, you know what sucks? Okay, here's what sucks. There was so long, I felt like there was this massive dry spell for good RPGs. Then all of a sudden, you get Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, and you get Unicorn Overlord dropping at basically the same time. Come on, man. Sir McCrane, do you still need... Oh, you're already in. Okay, I just saw your message. I'll say I can seem to send it to you. Yeah, it's very different than Baldur's Gate 3. There's things in Rebirth... So the only parts of Rebirth that bother me are... It has really leaned into the storytelling part of it, which again, I'm a huge fan of the story. I don't mind that, but it's like so much of it is like feels like cinematic cutscenes, even when it's not a cinematic cutscene. Like, for example, there's certain parts of the game, no spoilers, there's certain parts of the game. Oh yeah, Grand Blue Fantasy Relink, which I also loved playing. I've downloaded that game, played it for like 2 days, then Rebirth came out. So I have 3 games that I want to play right now. Obviously I'm prioing Rebirth, but anyway, like there's certain parts of the world where you need a chocobo who can climb walls to like access parts of the world. And it feels to me like the devs were like, okay, since we made this a thing, we are going to make you have to do it 1,000 times. And it's not fast, right? Like it's like do and you're like, okay, get up that damn wall. Like, let's come on. And yeah, so it's a minor thing. It's a minor thing. But if you play Grand Blue Fantasy, that whole game is like streamlined, right? Like side quests, you just go to a little booth and the girl behind the booth is like, you want to do a side quest? I'll just warp you there. Then you warp right back. And I'll take you straight to the boss. And you're like, yes, I want to go farm this. And even when you farm it, it's like, are you just farming this on repeat? You just go again and again and again and again. And you're like, awesome. You don't have to run around. Like it feels sort of mobile gamey, but only the good parts. Okay, what's up, Francesca? All right, guys. I'm gonna turn the music on my end down just a hair. Okay, let's get it rolling. So, numero 80 and Sushi, whenever I see you guys have a room code set up, I will start the recording. For everybody else, and I'll type all this out. All right, players. Once Numero and Sushi have the room set up, we will officially start. For the other 7 plus the winner, we will start the draft after their BO3. Okay, we got the room. I'll hop in there momentarily. Okay, there we go for that. Pushing a couple buttons on my end. Posture check, Skyfrey, yes. My posture's decent right now. Surprisingly, that never happens. It'll falter over the night. It'll start turning bad. Now, if this was an official Square Enix event, we would have to go into a 10-minute wait. Just kidding. Okay. Okay, so Numeradian Sushi. I'm going to do my little intro, and then I'm going to jump into your game, and then you guys kick it off. I am going to restart the music as well. Let's just go back one song and start it over. This is a sweet song to start with. Good morning, everybody. Orange J here with another Friday Night Fights video, and it is week 4 of the Zalk Cup, which means this is our top 8 draft. This is the best of the best from the last month of War of the Visions Friday Night Fights, and we're starting it off with a little bit of a special event. We want the top 8 in the draft, but we ended up having a tie for 8th place between Numero 80 and Sushi right here. So they are going to do a best of 3 play-in for that 8th seed using last week's rule set. So 1 UR, no 100 cost units allowed. On the same map, nullify CT up and down just like we've been doing. And here you see them on the screen. We're ready for them to kick it off. They've already got the room made up. Then once this is done, we will go into the ban phase and the draft phase. So a nice long night of tournaments coming our way tonight. If you're a fan of live drafting, it's a throwback to I guess, you know, it makes me kind of remember my Magic the Gathering days. My favorite way of playing Magic the Gathering in tournaments was draft, because I always felt like if you were just playing unlimited, or even just whatever the current rule set was, and then Numero, kick it off whenever you want to hit start. I'm just monologuing for a while. It's kind of who could buy the cards. And as a kid, I didn't have any money, so I couldn't go online and buy a bunch of like $30, $40 cards to make a deck. So I would just go play drafts. And I was like, all right, this makes me feel like I at least evened the playing field out. And that's what we'll get today. Now, I'll take a little bit of a drink here. The one thing about this that I like as well is we do have that ban phase, and the ban phase is a way to take your, if you don't want to deal with young Helena tonight, you don't have to. You can kick her out of the whole tournament. You don't want to deal with 2P evade, you don't have to. You can kick her out of the tournament, but I digress. Let's go ahead, jump in here to our first match of the day. This is a best of 3. Numero 80 bringing out his Yerma. So Yerma trying to make her way into the top 8. You feel like if this squad works, Yerma's probably not a character that's going to end up banned. So it could be a nice little preview of what Numero 80 plans to bring the rest of the day. Vlade was a very popular unit the last few weeks, so he's trying to get in. There's Sorel, Vlade on both teams. It's actually a mono ice team from Sushi running into a double ice team from Numero, so that's going to play to his advantage. Yerma takes an arrow from Curry. She doesn't get absolutely annihilated by that, and she might live long enough to catch a heal or something from Vlade. We'll see. Curry's going to lap her, actually. He's going to get to go again. This is probably bad news for her. It is ultimate bad news for her. She's dead. Okay, not a great start for Numero in this BO3, running into that elemental disadvantage. There's the ice resist buff coming out with Barb Lazara from Vlade. That could be a nice little help, but it's countered by the same buff on Sushi's team. Grifford moves forward, nothing to do, and Sorel is going to try to 1v3 with the support. She moves forward, Vampiric Ripper. It is completely blocked by the shield. Curry rains another arrow, also completely blocked by the shield, and now Vlade will get to try and do more stuff. Fast Cast gives her that haste and the unit attack resist buff. Not bad, but I just feel like Sorel is absolutely outgunned right here. I mean, Curry's going to eventually hit her with some kind of like, oh my god, Grifford just ports through the wall, spinning attack, hits them both, and then Sorel hits him in the back with her axe, but that axe is not penetrating his defenses, and neither was that axe. She's hit him 3 times. His 7,500 HP shield has held strong, and Sushi is in a really, really good spot. Okay, it's Vlade's turn again. He might look for some healing right here. I imagine that's what he's going to look for. It's going to be the Cura. So, okay, Grifford's turn. He's going to go spin to win again. Yep, Sleep Reaver comes out. Nobody's asleep, but they're dead. So they're not sleeping. They're just dead. So there's that. Okay, GG, there's match 1. Elemental advantage played a big role right there. And if Sushi could win the next match, he will find himself in the top 8. Numero 80 needs to find 2 wins in a row. Let's go to the next one. Okay, now we're chilling. That was bad luck right there. Bad luck. But if you want to dodge that bad luck, you can always just play dark or white. I don't know. Yeah, that's why we're playing a best 2 out of 3 right there. If this was best of 1, like the rest of the tournament is, well, then that gets you. You know, and I haven't thought about this. I actually don't remember. Ah, look who's in Twitch chat. It is Zalk. Zalk is here. Now, Zalk offered up his, Zalk will be challenging the winner today. So the man, the legend, the man himself, Zalk, shows up, reinstalls War of the Visions, pulls all the new stuff, comes in and says, I'm taking down whoever's trying to take my title. Yeah, Sushi. So, what do you think? Should we throw a loser's bracket in for the top 8 draft or do 2 out of 3s? I feel like just best of 1s isn't enough. Oh, these headphones? Yeah. Yeah. These were called the best headphones Walmart had that were wired. They are nice. I do like them. Zufaria says, because I'm not nervous enough for tonight. I think we do best of 3s. No, we're not doing both. We'll just do BO3s. That's what I had thought about anyway. Let's just do BO3s. Okay, I'm going to hide the screen. That's what we did before, and it worked well. I also have Astro A50s. But I needed wired headphones to plug into my Go XLR, and so these were what I came up with, and they're working fine. Maybe I'll get some like fancier ones for Christmas someday when baby Jay grows up and we spend money on adults in this house again. Yeah, no problem, Zalk. I kick most people who are AFK from my friends list, but you know. Ah. Okay. Sushi and Numero 80. You both make it. Turambar just checked in and said he's going to be unable to make it tonight. So, you're both in. Congrats. We don't need to play this match. So I won't put it on stream. Let's just move to the draft. Let's move to the draft. Yeah, it's best of 3s. Each match tonight's going to be a best of 3. All right. I'll tell you what then. Let's do some editing here. That worked out. Skiz is like, let them play it out, and then I step in. No, not tonight, Skiz. Just win a bunch next month. Okay, let's go ahead and set up the bracket then. So, that means we get everybody in. Turambar is not going to be playing, so I'm going to kick Turambar out of the bracket. There was an error on removing the participant. Did he quit himself? Yep. Okay. He booted himself. Okay. Or Francesca did it for me. One of the two. Okay, so I'll explain how it works live here in a second. Let's just get Sushi in. Yeah, so basically you go to the match codes channel on Discord, and when it's your turn to ban, you just type in the unit name, ban them. I'll go ahead and @ Sushi here. Sheet is all set, manager's fixed. Lego pants, you the man. Okay, I will start organizing people. Maverick is the one. So move Maverick into the first seed. No, wait. Standings. Is that right? Maverick, Meraxis, McCrane. I think I did have it right. Yes. Maverick, Meraxis, Sir McCrane. Then we have standings. Zuvarius, Sandrooster, brother. Go here. Zuvarius, Sandrooster, brother, and then since Sushi won the one play-in game, he gets the 7 seed. There we go. So that game was not meaningless. That's just how we'll determine things. Now I'm gonna basically start the whole like recording over again, and we'll just kick it straight off with the draft. Now, okay, so bans go in the match codes channel. Bans go here. I'll explain it live on stream right now as well. Okay, this is the first draft since coming back, so roll with the punches. Ban phase. Perfect, it looks awesome. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna kick it off. Well, I'm gonna start the music over again. Yeah, we'll start one song back. Wait, no, I really like this song. Hell yeah. Good morning, everybody. Orange J here with another War of the Visions video, and it is Friday night. It is time for some Friday Night Fights top 8 draft. It is week 4 of the Zalt Cup. We got the top 8 players from the last month in War of the Visions ready to square off tonight, and we will crown a champion of the Zalt Cup in honor of the OG of OGs, Zalk. Now, here's how it's going to work tonight. We're going to start things off with some bans. Here's 8 bans. So here's your seats. Here's your finishers from last week. You got Maverick, Meraxis, Sir McCrane, Zuvarius, Sandrooster, Sushi, and numero 80. That's your top 8 players. They will each get to ban a unit. After that, it is a snake style draft. So the players are already in chat. They can go ahead and start banning units whenever they want. We'll talk about that. We're going to make a video of the whole ban and draft phase. I think that's really interesting. I think it's worth watching. Anyway, after the bans are over, we will do a snake draft. If you've never done something like a fantasy football league or something like that, the first seed gets first pick and it goes 1 through 8. Then to make it kind of even, the 8th seed gets 2 picks in a row, and you go back up to the 1 seed who gets 2 picks in a row, back down to 8, 2 picks in a row, back up to 1, and you're done. So it kind of like snakes up and down like that. All right, I'm going to go ahead and tell the players they can begin banning, and we will just keep our eyes on things here, talk about what's going on. So at Maverick, you're up. And guys, for the players, just watch. Keep in mind where you are. And once a player before you does their pick or ban, just type in who you want. This is one of my favorite things to do in these, is because you get to see like team comp building happening live. We do have the first band coming in. Now, I will wait for it to appear on the screen. I want to give a big shout out to Lego Pants and Starlet Francesca for running this, as well as Numero 80 for setting up my standings page on this, and Maverick for help testing it. Now, speaking of Maverick, he starts bands off with Elia the Alabaster. This is not super surprising to me. She's not one of the newest characters in the game, but she is central to both strike teams. She can be played on like those quasi-evade teams with 2P. She's just overall an incredibly strong unit. So Maverick's going to kick off the ban phase with Elia the Alabaster, and now Meraxis will be up next. I see the ban, and it's another not surprising one. So Meraxis's ban coming through, and I'm going to go ahead and like make sure everything's working out right here. Okay, yep, it's our first draft since the return to Friday Night Fights. So it's not just me. I do have my support people. It might not be like 10 like we had during the official Square Enix tournaments, but I got 3 or 4, and I wanted to give them a big thank you. Like they help out so much. The second band, Halloween Lucio. Now Halloween Lucio is Earth Evade. So if you wanted to run those Earth teams, you can still run Earth. But now Earth Evade a little weaker with him taking off the table. A2. Next ban is A2. Here's the newest unit to be banned. A2, in my opinion, is an enabler of 2 things: great sword teams and ice teams. She has been, if you watch my like meta breakdown videos for each month, A2 has been on this like trajectory up in the top end of Guild Wars in this game, and in auto PvP, she's a beast. She hits really hard. She's really hard to kill, and I'm not totally surprised to see her going away there. Now, as you're watching these bans, you will see a couple things on this sheet. I'm going to look over to the side as Soul comes in. A little bit of a surprise ban for me. Soul is a very, very strong character, but I wouldn't have been shocked if he snuck through ban phase and you got to see people try to build like a Shalze Soul squad, especially like the 8 seed, but that won't happen because Soul is kicked out of this week's draft. So what you see here, you can see the resists of a type here for each unit, their element and their elemental resist, and then Helena the Black Rose. So young Helena will not make it this week. That makes me wonder, do units like Vivi and Roth get banned as well? She is the cornerstone of those mage teams. With her gone, do we see other mage teams? Well, speaking of Vivi, he does get banned. And I want to point out something really interesting that's happening right here. If you remember the good old days of Friday Night Fights, we would oftentimes see 3 or 4 like light element units banned. We have a different element unit banned in the first 6 bans today. It went lightning, earth, ice, fire, light, dark. That might be a first. Of all the Friday Night Fights that have ever happened, that might be the first time we've ever seen this variety come through. And in fact, I'm already watching chat. I see what the next ban is, and it's Shalze. So 2 fire units off the board. Fire is officially nerfed in this draft. Shalze is, for a 70 cost unit, she's up there. She doesn't kill people like Halloween Lucia did, so in my opinion, I think that makes her a little bit slept on in terms of those like high value 70 cost units that we see in War of the Visions. But she can support anybody. She's great in a rainbow team. I'm not surprised to see her go. And now Numero 80 will wrap up the ban phase with whom? I wouldn't be surprised to see like another striking unit maybe. I think, oh, and it's going to be New Catone. So back-to-back 70 cost unit bans right here. New Catone off the board. You could have bought her for, what, $40 or $47 or whatever those discount packs were. So you assume all of these players probably have her. Not tonight, they don't. She's off the table, and there's your 8 units that won't be getting played. Now what we do is we go over to this draft screen. This is where my helpers are going to be sitting on this screen. We don't have to watch that. We get to watch the much prettier roster screen. Here you're going to see Maverick make his first pick here in just a moment. That unit's going to pop up on this page, and we have the list of banned units. So we can think about that. We can kind of talk about how these units will play together looking at this, and we'll eventually get some graphics on the screen once the picks start rolling in. We also have the player currently drafting on the clock in honor of the NFL draft in 3 weeks or 4, however long it is till the NFL draft, not that long. And then whoever's on deck. So we got Maverick and Meraxis rolling in next, and Maverick is on the clock. So what are you first picking? What are you first picking? I want to go back to the band page for just a second. If we look at elements that weren't touched, wind, crucially, not touched. I think there are some great wind units out there. Your Sottilies of the world, your Flagbear Glassies of the world. New Dario is still out there. How good is he in this kind of format? I don't know. He's probably really good. So I wouldn't be surprised to see some people try to put some wind teams together. Water? Maybe. Like, Swimsuit Glassy is still a top tier unit in the game. There are some great waters out there. So if you're looking for mono element teams, I would not be shocked to see one of those two try to get put together. Now with a snake draft, a lot of times, the 8th pick is a decent spot to be. It's not a million times better than 7th, and then for starting anyway, because when you get those back-to-back picks, let's say Maverick, Meraxis, Surmacrane, Zuvarius, Sandrooster, Brother, and Sushi all draft their first pick, and nobody takes water. If you're sitting there with the 8th pick as numero 80, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, yeah, the 8th pick, and you're like, man, I could pick Swimsuit Glassy Ferris. Boom, boom. That would be strong. Now, okay, here we go. I'm not surprised, as I maybe thought I would have been 4 weeks ago, but your first pick in the draft is Grifford. So Grifford off the board. We are starting with not some like beast meta-defining 100 cost unit. Instead, it's just Grifford. Remember, all 100 cost units are on the table today. So this could have been a King Bradley. It could have been a Thancred, the best 100 cost unit in the game ever. His limit break is just like Thancred's limit break is game changing in that it changed the game to make it that he's basically not here. And so we did get our Thancred slight in there, and that's yeah, we got to do that. Anyway, Grifford in. First unit picked is Ice. It's an Axe unit. Maybe Maverick going for Ice. Maybe Maverick going for Axe. Could be either one. I'm going to take one more drink of water. Okay. Waiting for Meraxis now. Has his next pick coming in. Ooh, I see it. I see it. It's a spicy one. It is going to be... Drum roll. Yeah, people are asking in chat. There is no cost limit tonight. None. The cost limit is you can't pick the band units and you can't pick a unit somebody else picked. So it is very limited. It is just only limited by what other people are taking. Yuffie, you could pick Yuffie if you really want to, if you want to play some evade. Okay, King Elda, King of the Lions, King Elda is your second pick. There's a water unit. So if you're trying to put a water team together, King Elda, hey, King Elda carries my brand new account right now. That dude's a beast. Is he in that toppest tier with like Young Helena? Maybe not, but King Elda does come in, and that is nice. Yes, CT up down. I see chatter's asking again. CT up and down is still banned, and there's Flagbear Glassy. So a very old unit, honestly, 100 cost older unit, but in that element that we didn't see banned at all. Wind comes in, you get a water wind. So ice, water, wind have been the 3 picked elements so far, and it's 2 Pierce units. That Flagbear Glassy pick is a really good one from Sir McCrane because it leaves him open to doing 2 things. There's a lot of great Pierce units in the game. If you wanted to play piercing teams, you could. Or you could go wind, because still, even with Summer Glassy coming in, and I'm not shocked to see her gone in the first round at all either, you're still wide open to wind, and you've blocked Meraxis from pairing 2 of the strongest Pierce units in the game with Young Elda and Flagbear Glassy. So, yeah, let's see. I wonder if... I'm trying to watch chat. Yeah, new Lucio's out. You can see that Lucio Halloween is off the table, which is probably why King Bradley's was, you know, not prioritized a little more already. And you can see Lego Pants working behind the scenes, not only to keep the sheet updated as we roll, but also fix it so we can see a little bit more of the names. We have plenty of space to work with on the screen. So I appreciate, like I said, man, this stuff does not run this smooth. Could I have done a draft without him? Yes. Would it have looked this good? 10% is good. Not even close. Okay, there's Dario the Crystalborn. very excited to see him coming in. It's our second wind pick, and water and wind so far have dominated the first round of the draft. Dario the Crystalborn sets you up for a whole lot here. There's a potential Katana team out there that Sandrooster might end up kind of having to swim into if wind keeps getting snagged up as fast as it is. Sandrooster will get to pick again in 7 picks. You got to think that maybe units like Sottily are off the board by then, but if Sottily gets back around, you might start looking at him as Sandrooster, but you do have to keep in mind, Maverick is up there with an ice unit. A2 might be gone, but Grifford can still dunk on some wind teams. I don't think he's gonna struggle with that at all. Okay, we got Brother of Captain picking next, so we'll see what he's going for. I see it coming in. Now, a little bit of a spoiler here. This unit has multiple, yeah, there it is. Lucio, Light of Brilliance. So our first light unit comes in. This is the first light or dark unit picked, and it's the new 100 cost Lucio. We haven't seen a ton of him yet in Friday Night Fights. A lot of that's because 100 cost units have been banned out, so he does get to show up today. Oh, and then Melnia, a very surprising first round pick. I did not expect a Melnia out in round 1. That is a great setup pick by Sushi. Is there a missile team? Probably not, right? Like, missile team, is that really a thing? But I'm going to assume that Sushi has a plan, and his plan includes Melnia, which is great. He does have the only Earth unit picked so far. There was only one Earth unit banned, and that was Halloween Lucio. So there is power out there in Earth, especially with King Bradley. And we'll see what he goes for next. Okay, it is numero 80's pick now. If you guys were here at the beginning of the stream, Sushi and numero 80 were actually going to play a best 2 out of 3 to get that 8th seed, but we did have a drop tonight, so we had somebody not be able to make it. So that means they're both in. Sushi actually had won one match in the best of 3 before we learned that somebody wasn't going to come in, and so he gets the 7 seed, numero 80 gets the 8 seed, and he will make his first pick with Asterius the Erudite. That is the first lightning unit picked. It is also a great sword unit. So numero 80 gets back-to-back picks now. So numero 80 is up again. He can immediately pair, this is what I was talking about, he can immediately pair that lightning Asterius with another lightning unit, a Squall, maybe like Squall. I would pick Squall. So it could be another lightning unit coming in. If A2 wasn't banned, I would expect maybe another greatsword unit, but with A2 gone, probably not. Keep in mind, if you're numero 80, this is something that I always think is interesting in these drafts. With the way a top 8 system works, your 1 seed plays your 8 seed in the first round. So you're going to go up against Maverick. Now, Maverick has picked Grifford, so it would be silly to pick a wind unit or to pick a bunch of wind units, because Maverick could essentially boot you in the first round by just coming in here with ice and, you know, running you out of the tournament. However, fire got nerfed in the ban phase, right? No Shalze, no, you know, big mage boy, Soul, he's gone. So fire not really. Oh, Rain. It's Rain. Okay, so Rain comes in as the second pick. He does go with the fire unit with the second pick, and it is Rain. It's a great sword composition here, maybe. Rain, always in this game known as an anti-magic tank, is elemental advantage against ice. I did think that comes into play with the great sword and a fire tank team versus maybe what Maverick is building. But Rain's good. He can put people, he can slow. He's got his AoE slow. His recent round of upgrades really elevated him a little bit, and that's awesome. Okay, there's Roth. So our first dark unit comes in with the second pick in round 2. Sushi puts a Roth with the Melnia. Still not 1,000,000% sure what we're going for there, except maybe trying to take advantage of a great vision card. I believe both of those units, I'll have to check on this, but I think Melnia's vision card, which has agility and single target resist on it, hits both those. I'm pretty sure that's right. I'm pretty sure Roth and Melnia hit that, maybe, unless it's not Mace. If so, that could be what we're going for there. If not, it is just a great tank. Like, Roth is one of the better tanks in the game. That's a solid pick, and Dark is not countered by anything. Keep in mind, if you're Sushi, your first matchup of the day is Meraxis, who has picked a water unit so far. So you are element neutral to the King Elda. Okay, Wing of Destiny Stern, brother of Captain, putting together a light element team. It is 200 cost light element slashers with Lucio Light of Brilliance, and Wing of Destiny Stern coming in right there for brother. Okay, interesting. So Wing Stern has always been, like, I feel like since he came out, he has been a unit that is really good, but never great. Like, as always kind of the second or third member of a team, never the first member of a team. So he comes out with the second pick here. Lucio's the first member, Wingstern the second member. That's about right. Okay, next up, we've got Sandrooster back up again. So sitting on that Dario the Crystalborn, if he's going for a wind team, Flagbearer Glassy, not an option, but no wind units banned. So plenty to pick from. You could look for a Sottily right here. You could look for, I don't think you go support this early. Like, I don't think you pair your Dario with like an Ayaka or something like that, because you don't have any damage and eventually you will need to kill people. You are playing Zuvarius in round one. If you're Sandrooster, Zuvarius is sitting on water, so maybe you go for a lightning unit unless you are sticking with wind, and I think he's gonna stick with wind. Yeah, there it is. Edward Elric comes in as the next pick, so it's a wind team. We've got Dario the Crystalborn and Edward Elric, so we get our Full Metal Alchemist collab character coming in hot, and now it is Zuvarius' turn. He's got a water unit. He's got Summer Glassy. Ferris is available. They were the meta for a while. I mean, like, there was a time in this game where Summer Glassy and Ferris could just do work for you. And you know what? You're looking out there if you're Zuvarius. There's an Asterisk the Erudite chilling. That's the only lightning unit on the board. No, it's Howlet the Heavens Blade. Okay, that works for two reasons. It is a great pairing, like weapon wise, I believe, with Summer Glassy. You can like combo some vision cards there nicely, and it prevents Maverick from getting Howlet the Heavens Blade with that Grifford. So that is, it hurts the ice element potential team from Maverick a little bit, and is another just really solid unit, right? Howlet the Heavens Blade's good. So he comes in, and now we're to Sir McCrane, who is again also sitting on a wind element unit. But wind at this point is down 3. You have no Dario, you have no Edward, and you have no Flagbearer. Well, you do have Flagbearer Glassy if you're Sir McCrane. So you're doing I don't know. I do expect Sottily to come out. With as much wind as out there, I think Sottily comes in at some point. But here's the deal, right? With these snake drafts, one thing you got to think of is this. Let's say you're like, I want to pick Sottily. Well, you don't have to pick him now, because so if we look over here, is Meraxis going to take Sottily to pair with his King Elda? Probably not. Is Maverick going to take him to pair with his Grifford? Probably not. Those are the only two people picking before you pick again. Now, technically, they both have 2 picks, and they could snipe your guy if they wanted to, but you could also make a solid pick that potentially blocked them in some way, and then pick your guy up again right here. Okay, he picks Roth Winter, and that's a good pick for, I like Roth Winter a lot. If you're going for some like a single target resist, AoE resist stacking, she can do a lot for you there. She could also bring some damage. She's not a unit you see a ton in auto PvP, so I like it. It's a solid pick. It is a support pick, but she can do a little damage. She backs herself up as well. So Sir McCrane picks Winter Roth in the second round. It's another lightning unit off the board. And so far, we have seen picks from every element. Is that right? Every element is represented. This is beautiful, because we used to go whole drafts without seeing certain elements in the Friday Night Fights top 8 drafts in the past. There's Dialdo. So another tank comes off the board for Meraxis this time. He's going to pair his King Elda with a Dialdo. So going for that piercing damage right there. Take my drink, a really solid. It's like a tank and a really tanky damage dealer. Love that team that Meraxis is putting together. As far as elemental things go, the Dialdo doesn't do you any favors yet in your first round matchup. You're playing in Sushi in round 1. It doesn't like counter either of them, but it does prevent Sushi from pairing the Dialdo with the Melnia potentially. Even though he already has the Roth, I still like it. It's a good Pierce pickup, and there we go. Okay, now we're back to Maverick. Maverick is at the big part here. You get 2 picks, Maverick. You have now, this is the real, like, if your first pick, yes, having the first pick of the draft is great, and that is an advantage for sure. But the real advantage in being the first pick is that you get 2 picks in a row at a time when you've seen everyone else pick twice. So you kind of know what like numero 80's putting together, although I don't know if anybody really knows. It's a great sword team, but he can go anywhere with that he wants to. So you could look for something that could like tank great swords really well. You could think, I'm just gonna ice it up. No one else is really taking ice. Howl at the Heaven's Blade is gone. That kind of sucks. But I could go take my like maybe Jaden, like piercing Jaden, and that's element and advantage for me. You could go anywhere here. Get a Fryevia. Maybe. Probably not. Anyway, Maverick doing that deep thought process right here. 2 picks, and it does put a pressure on the players for sure. Having to pick twice in a row like this, having to draft it all puts pressure on the players. In the past, we have thought about, I'm not pushing Maverick right here, by the way, I'm just mentioning things. In the past, we have thought about implementing an actual timer into these. Like when we say people are on the clock, like having a ticking clock. I don't anticipate that being a problem tonight. So far, things have gone really, really well. Yeah, but if it's something that we need to do in the future, we definitely can. We're off to a great start here, though. Okay, Maverick is making his picks. He's typing them out right now, so they're about to come flying in. And there is Skahal. Okay, so what in the world are we trying to get right here from Maverick? Grifford, Skahal. Well, yeah, the Coppola timer, the Cop timer. Sandrooster remembers. We did used to have to time Cop. Yeah, that was the one guy. Most fantasy leagues, Skiz is saying in chat, most fantasy leagues you've been in do a 2-minute cooldown. I've seen that too before in fantasy football. Okay, so if you're Maverick, what are you pairing this Grifford Skahal with? The Skahal pick is really interesting. I thought he would probably participate in this tournament, but maybe as like a 4th pick, like bench player, you know, like come off the bench if you need to swatch up team comps a little bit. And then Velis, okay, so it is a support, does stick with ice for that 3rd pick, picks up the Velis. Great. Now, one thing you got to think, this Skahal pick is really interesting to me because you have Rain. You know you're running in to numero 80 in round 1. He's picked Rain, and I wonder if you haven't picked into that a little bit in a bad way. Now, Maverick's a great player. That's why he's the 1 seed right here. So, far be it for me to second guess what he's putting together. However, Skahal and Velis and Grifford into Rain feels strong for Rain. And if you're numero 80, you have your 2 picks in a row coming up again here at the end of the 3rd round. So that's what he's looking at. That's what he gets to pick into. Huh. Okay. Okay, that does mean, though, that Maverick gets the counter pick. He gets that last pick of the draft, which can be a direct counter for some way to numero 80. So perhaps what Maverick's thought process is here is that he's going to just pick units for his comp, and then counter pick with the 4th pick. It's a solid play. You got to have a deep roster of like good units to pull that off, especially since by that time you're at what? 8, 16, 24... 31 plus 8, man, you're 39 units deep in the game at that point. You're picking the 40th unit to either be picked or banned. So better have a deep roster. Okay, it's Meraxis's pick. He is sitting on a Pierce team, and I wonder what he'll pair that with. You could look for another like big deep. He's gonna go Lena. Okay, so Lena comes in, a support unit. So he has the trifecta, right? It's the old school standard comp. I got a DPS, I got a tank, and I got a support. And crucially, you pull that support away from the Dario Edward team. The Dario Edward team would have loved to have Alina. Right now, they still have Ayaka. If you're Sand Rooster, you're like, like, is there a huge drop off between Lina and Ayaka? There is some, but I don't know if it's huge. You could still go that route if Sand Rooster wanted a support, or you go another way. Anyway, that's Alina coming in. So King Elda the Young, Dialdo, Lina. That's your first 3 for Meraxes. Zuvaria sitting on Summer, Glassy, and Howlet. Can still, if you wanted to run Ferris, she's still there. You can still go get her if you want to, like, build around that water. Or you could build around lightning. The only lightning unit off the board is Asterius the Erudite. Now, were there any lightning bans? Yes. The first ban of the day was Elia the Alabaster getting banned. So she's gone. She would have been picked. Had she not been banned, she would not be sitting here mid-round 3, waiting for somebody to snatch her up off the trash pile. So let's see what Sir McCrane's going to do. He's thinking deep thoughts. I will drink some water. Yeah, chat's saying some kind of like decreasing timer would be cool. I agree. That would be neat. Oh, okay. Veritas of the Heavens. Wind Veritas comes in to pair with that Flag Bearer Glassy. So it's piercing team for Sir McCrane. And Wind Veritas, that's a big block on who? It's a big block on Meraxes. I wonder if Meraxes had that. Okay, then you're gonna get Reagan coming in. We're going fast now. That's what I like to see. So Zuvarius comes in with the Reagan for his 3rd pick. Started with Summer Glassy, went to Howlet the Heavens Blade, Reagan. So started water, went ice. A lot of ice players on this board right now. I believe ice and wind are your most 2 represented. You got 4 ice and 5 wind out there. With only 1 fire running around, that's going to feel pretty good. Wind and ice being well represented, though, means they kind of do counter each other. And there could be some matchups later in the day that pan that out. Speaking of matchups, though, Zuvarius is facing Sand Rooster in round 1. That Reagan pick and the Howlet the Heavens Blade pick feel like a direct reaction to Dario Edward. Okay, let's put yourself in Sand Rooster's shoes now. You need, obviously the goal is to win, right? So you want to build the best team you can to win the whole tournament. However, if you run mono wind into Howlet Reagan, I don't know. That doesn't feel great. It feels kind of not great, in fact. So do you go for some fire? Sol, Shalza, and Rain are off the table, but there's still other fire units out there, right? I don't know what you can... Weird. Oh, anyway, thought I heard something. I'm going to just assume it was nothing. Better to when you think you hear a bad sound, just assume it's nothing. Ah, there it is. Oberon the Auspicious comes in. He says 2 people can play at this counter pit game. I'm going to go Oberon. Now, I believe that is a great pick because Dario and Oberon can link up. This could be a Katana team. You have Edward there for a wind team if you want to go that way, but now you have Oberon for a Katana team and elemental advantage against 2 of your first opponent's picks so far. So the 4th pick for that 4-5 match are going to be very, very interesting when it gets back around to that. Next up is going to be Brother of Captain, and then it's going to be Sushi, and then numero 80 with 2 picks. So let's see what Brother's thinking right here. He's mono light right now. There's almost no reason to not stay mono light, and I think that's what he'll do. I would, right? You're facing a wind, lightning, wind team. Yeah, he goes Bartz. Okay, so there's Bartz. Get a little follow-up attack action here. Bartz comes in with the 3rd pick. We get a little more collaboration action. Very good for unit. 100 cost free unit. There we go. We get butts in the game. That feels good. Now, it's Sushi. So Sushi sitting on Melnia Roth. Still, like, King Bradley has not been chosen yet. Is he really so bad without his Halloween bro, Lucio, that you can't even play him? I feel like no. Oh, it's Elia Rundle. Maybe Sushi's going to try and win it all with the missile team. Keep in mind, this is a very short range map. We are on Arena 2 with no CT up. So Arena 2, if you're playing gunners with range, they're going to be popping bullets over. They're going to be arcing some arrows over that wall. Anyway, they're going to be shooting real early, right? They can be in range immediately. So initial placement, if you're trying to put a gunner team together for Sushi, initial placement's going to be a big deal. Oh, and then Black Rose Helena. Okay, here's a throwback. Black Rose Helena coming into the game for numero 80. That's his first pick of his back-to-backs. So his third round pick, Black Rose Helena. Okay. And then Winter Ravi's. Oh my goodness. I didn't have those on my bingo card. So let's look at numero 80's team. That's what he had to put it together. He goes Astrius the Erudite, Rain, Black Rose Helena, Winter Ravi's. Oh my goodness. Let's see. Huh. What are you thinking right here? You have Winter Ravi's is a great sword unit. Black Robed Helena. I get 3 of the picks. Right? Like, in my mind, which again, these are better players than me probably, right? Like, I don't get to play in these, so I'm going to assume these guys all beat me. Astrius, Rain, Ravi's, great sword team. Vision cards, you could use all of that stuff. Black Rose Helena, how is she fitting in? I don't know. Anyway, okay, it's Zidane. Okay, Zidane shows up. Final Fantasy IX main character. Sushi comes out and picks Zidane. This is another team that is sort of all over the place. You have 2 missile units, a tank, and Zidane coming in. So excellent. Zidane makes his first appearance in Friday Night Fights. Warrior of Light is an instant 4th pick for Brother of Captain, who is the only person with mono element. If you're playing Brother of Captain, you are fighting a light team. This is good for him because there's not enough dark that you worry about any of your units just getting like super deleted. So I really like Warrior of Light, Lucio, Bart's, Ring of Destiny's Turn, all really kind of hard to kill units. And with no like, dark mage team out there to try and blast you off the map, that feels pretty good. Who's still on the board? Okay. Chat says Sephiroth is still on the board. Okay, that's true. Nobody's picked Sephiroth yet. That would be a great pick for Sandrooster, maybe, to round out that Katana team. He's probably the best Katana unit still out there, unless you see something weird come in, like a water Katana girl, whose name I can't remember, or you get... It's Sephiroth, probably, right? Probably. Or it could be another wind unit. You could go for an Ayaka, a wind support. You could go for just, there's not a ton, like wind has been pretty picked through at this point, so that feels kind of bad. We'll see. Sandrooster's got to be racking his brain right now. You could go fire too. You could actually pivot into fire. Does fire have a Katana unit besides Oberon? Obviously Oberon. Does fire have another Katana unit? Man, there's a lot of units in this game that I can't think of. I see chat mentioning Halloween Little Leela. Halloween Little Leela on this map is going to run forward and die, I feel like. I think she runs forward, immediately tries to nuke the enemy team, and then just gets bombarded over the wall and dead. But maybe Halloween Little Leela would be a good support. I think Ayaka's AI is just a little bit easier to manipulate, get your team that haste, all that. Chat mentioning King Mont and Kefka as potential good options here for Sandrooster. Yeah, if you wanted to just pivot out of mono wind and pivot into maybe like a fire team with Dario, you could go for a King Mont right here. Sure, Kefka would be really interesting. Seymour. Okay, yeah, I should have been more specific. Is there a UR unit that is a Katana unit? Yes, Seymour. If I would, okay, it's Ayaka. I was anticipating her getting picked today. In a match with no CT up, haste is really good, right? Haste is really good. Her haste also gives you defense up. So that's nice. I guess a lot of these physical units you're going to be fighting. She can heal. Her limit break has 2 uses. I like that pick. You're basically just guaranteed Oberon in the first round, though. The deal is, okay, Ferris, what a great pick from Zuvarius. Okay, so what Zuvarius has done right here is really, really interesting. He has 2 water units and 2 ice units. So you have a big mental match, a big mental game here from Zuvarius versus Sandrooster. Sandrooster is almost assuredly going to has to play 2 wind units, at least. But then you throw Oberon in there as the counter to your elements counter. However, you're staring down either a Summer Glassy or a Ferris with elemental advantage against your elemental advantage. So turn order is going to be a huge deal right there. Oh, okay, wait a second. It's regular King Elda coming out from Sir McCrane right here. So with young King Elda taken away by Meraxis, Sir McCrane will finish his piercing team with Fire King Elda coming in. There we go. A tank. He is a tank. If you've never seen him before, this man tanks. That's what he does. So his limit break costs TP instead of AP. That was something that used to really hold him back in the day. That and the fact that Lancers are terrible, but he can tank. He can definitely do some tanking for you. He's going to be against a mono light team in the first round. He's definitely the weakest of the four units Sir McCrane has, but does give you that tank option. It's another Pierce option. It's a really cool pick. We might see King Elda in action today for Sir McCrane. Really good representation of units in this game. Now, 2 picks remaining. Meraxis is up next, and then Maverick has the final pick. If you're Meraxis, you know what your enemy's roster is. It is crazy. It's Melnia Roth, Elia Rundal, Zidane. Okay. So, what are you fighting against? Missiles? Assuredly, at least 1 missile unit. A tank? Probably. Whatever Zidane's gonna do. Huh, so what do you put with your Elda Dialdo Lina? Do you go for another Pierce unit? Well, you can't have King Elda. He's gone. In fact, you can't have any of Sir McCrane's units because they're gone. How, like, that Roth looks good into this team, I feel like, no matter what, but we'll see. I want to see the Meldia pop off. That's Sushi's first pick. You got to assume, I think at this point, if you're picking against somebody, that the first unit they picked is what they wanted to play around. So do you pick something that would be good against her? What's left for Wind? Not very much. Not very much at all. Oh, my Windows wants to do an update. I'm going to go ahead and dismiss that. And then we're going to get Perrine coming in. So a water strike unit, backing up that King Elda with another water unit there in the Perrine. Very smart pick there. Gets a strike unit into the game. Is that our first strike unit? Yes. I mean, Bart's can punch. It's amazing. Banning 2 strike units removes strike from the game. Ed is in. Yeah, okay, chat right. Yeah, Edward Elric is in. So there are 2 strike units. Okay, so but there's no strike team, that's for sure. And then Maverick with the last pick. Does he come out with Seymour or Fina or Thancred or Orlando or Agrius or Delita or Magic Delita or Raldor? Raldor could work. King Bradley. Huh. I don't know. Maybe an axe unit. Could go double axe Velis. You have no elemental disadvantage in your first matchup. You have the rain. Something to deal with rain, maybe? Because that rain was a direct count. Like that rain feels like a taking rain in the, I should say, taking rain in the second round at least, feels like a direct reaction to the Grifford and the potential ice team. So we'll see. King Moraga, a selection quest unit comes out right here. Moraga Finis. So it's another axe unit. So Grifford and Moraga, the axe bros. And there, friendos, is your draft. So the draft is done. On stream, we are now going to take about a 10-minute break. A little 5-minute, 10-minute break. We're going to give the players a chance to set up their teams. I'm going to throw the bracket on the screen real quick right here. So let's put that up. Here's your players. Let's go check the bracket. And we're going to click start this tournament. We got all 8 players in. Let me make sure I got the 1, the 8, the 4, the 5, the 2, the 7. Here's the matches as they're coming in with ads from the University of Kansas KU Medical Hospital. Not sponsoring this. We're going to click start the tournament. Boom. So our first match of the day will be Maverick versus numero 80. Like I said, we're going to give them a few minutes to get their team comp set up, all of that. So players, take advantage of this time. Everybody else, go to the bathroom, get a drink, get a snack, some beverages. Adult apple juice is always a good choice. I'm going to run to the restroom, get a snack myself, and we will pick it up when we are back. Okay. Guys, I really am going to go get a snack. Okay. I will throw my game on the screen right here. Give you guys something to look at. How about AFK Farming Story? That's what people come to watch all day, every day. Yeah, great draft phase, honestly. Okay, yeah, I will be right back with the rest of it. I just need to run to the restroom before the tourney starts. BRB. Okay, back. Get the headphones back on here. Make sure we still got the music rocking. Yep. Good. Today's unofficial sponsor, this piece of Halloween candy with a duck on it. Boom. Hopefully, it's good. Ooh, it's got little crunchies in it. Yeah, pretty good. All right. It's not a Reese's, like what we used to do, or peanut butter M&Ms, but there we go. Okay. Okay, just telling the players. That as soon as they're ready, we'll do it. In the meantime, let's build a vision card. Hey Smoke, thank you for the Amazon Prime for 9 months. Welcome back to the church, my man. Yes, brother, all fights are recorded. Or I'm recording all fights. How much viz do you think you can get throughout the campaign? It's well over 100K. I mean, you could just do the math. Essentially, scene 1 gets you 1,000. Scene 2 gets you 1,000. And scene 3 gets you 1,700. Yeah, something like that. And so you do that for each chapter. It's that much. Quantum, thank you for the bits. 1,000 bits. Well, there you go. Hey, dude, I take it. Thank you. That's awesome. Everything helps. Probably like 120K. Something like that, maybe. Ooh, we got a hype train on Twitch. Nice. A sub and a dono is a hype train. All right. I used to get a lot more like... Live is a great time to get like subs, YouTube members, stuff like that. Like when I stopped streaming as much, you know, AKA had a baby. Yeah, all those numbers went down a lot. But I also work a full-time job now too, so I don't push it because feels weird. But hey, that doesn't mean it. I appreciate the heck out of it. Like, thank you so much. It means a ton. Okay. Oh, I was gonna build a vision card, not randomly fight more missions, but whatever. We'll let it roll. Still just waiting for the room to spawn. Everything will be a best of 3. I feel like we might have used to doing best of 1s in these, but I think we have the time as long as people are quick. And the thing is, like, people should be quick. You're like, if you're in you know, if you're not the first match, you should already be ready to go. And without, yeah, I don't know. I would just ask that people are fast, I guess. If we can stay fast, we can definitely keep up with the best of 3 format. New Dario getting some work in right here. New Shadow Link's getting some work in. But okay, here's something else about this game. Like, maps with a bunch of height suck on the story. I hate them on story because, like, you want story maps to be cleared quickly, and sometimes you just end up like buffing each other to oblivion on those maps. But oh well. Anyway, hey, we were talking about Rebirth earlier. Yep. Arena 2. Same map rules. Make sure I got my tokens. I did. Let's go to the Mog Shop. Lego Pants gifting a sub. Glitch, you get the gifted sub. Lego Pants, thank you for gifting that. And Glitch, welcome to the Church of Eileen. Sandriser said, in best of threes, you should take it to 5 picks. So there's more inter-match play. We could. If we do 5 picks, I'm putting a timer on it, though. I'm not a young man anymore. I do have to sleep some. You feel me? Get this stuff here. I need my money. Okay. Vision stars. Let me do the bingo board first. Let's do the bingo board. 5 picks and 2 bands. Yeah, eventually it's just midnight before we start. One thing about this, like, I think it's not even my newest vision card because I hit this dupe, or I hit that random one. That's awesome. Okay, boom. Because this is all done live, and because it's done at the time of day where it does limit me in what I can do a little bit. It would be much, we could do a lot more if a lot of the tournament was run offline, but then it puts the onus on the players to record. I think there is just something special about having a live event. And so I'd like to keep it that way. And I will keep it that way. Like, this live is what I like to do. So I'm going to keep it that way. But a lot of ideas that people have for making the tournament better are also just more work and time. And eventually you do have to measure that against, you know, what we're capable of doing. How's Water Veritas coming along? I will at least be able to acquire him after this week. Like, I think when Arena resets next Monday, I'll be able to at least get him, which is nice. Okay. I need 25 more. I'm doing the $1 a day purchase this week. Mostly for these Magicite, but that's 5, 10, 15, 20, 20. I could spend like $2 extra. No, you get shards in the login, but I'm done. So this card's finished. Great. Ooh. Visior. Okay. Yeah, and the nice thing too about like getting him is you can put him in the barracks, which will be super helpful. Good. Ooh, Maverick and Numero, whenever you guys are ready. We are ready as well. I think it's been about 10 minutes. Game crash. We'll log into the main account then. Why not? Legend of Mushroom. I installed that game today. Just see what it was. It is a very AFK game. I'm not currently still playing it. Hold on. I'm happy that crash happened now and not later. Okay, let's get this game going again. Okay, we got a room code. Sweet. Oh, we get to lean into the AI generated art for this one too. Lego Pants AI generated pictures for all the players. So like we don't have pictures of them like as people, but we do have what an AI thinks they would look like, which is awesome. Okay, here's the main. Let's, I'm going to go ahead and put that on the screen. Ta-da! And then, all right, hype train. Ooh, a new hype train emote. There's new ones. Excellent. Which means I'm happy there's new ones because now I'll get them. Okay, whoops, wrong button. I'm going to go ahead and jump into the room as a spectator. So whenever, there you go. 0. Oh, that is not the room code. Numero, I don't think that's the right room code. Or maybe it's just not. Ah, there it is. That's a lot different. That's majorly different. Okay. Oh, beautiful Lego. Thank you for making that black. It makes it look so much better. Okay. I'm trying to save all the commentary. Yeah, I got a lot to say. I'm just trying to save it. Yeah, you want to save it for when you're recording. Everything you say when you're not recording doesn't count. It's not real. If it doesn't make the YouTube VOD, what are you even doing? Okay, so we'll talk about FF7. So I mentioned the Chocobo thing. The camera is still not my favorite. However, I will say, so far my favorite character to play in Rebirth has been Aerith. I especially love the like auto attack boosting weapon. I'm not going to drop any spoilers here. No, there will be no spoilers coming in. So if you're playing FF7 Rebirth, first of all, you're probably further along than me. I'm in like area 2. So you're more than likely farther along than I am. But Aerith I've really enjoyed. Like she doesn't the AI's not great. Like your AI teammates aren't the best. And so if you're playing Aerith, you sometimes lack damage, but she can do a lot of damage herself. Especially, I just love the way like she can drop this field on the ground that boosts her auto attacks. And the way it looks is like it just is awesome. Okay, both players are in the room doing their initial placement. So oh yeah, there's like there's more than that. Ollie, there's like, it's big. It's big. It's a big game. Okay, I'm about to hit that record. I'm about to hit that record button. Okay, here we go. And we are back. The players have had a little bit of time to put some team comps together. We are ready for our 1 versus 8 matchup, which is numero 80 versus Maverick. Maverick is the 1 seed. It's best of 3s. Here you can see the potential picks for each player. Maverick is running in here with a Grifford, Skahal, Velis, Moraga. So leaning into that Axe, that Ice team, but with a Skahal and Velis for support. Okay, I kind of see what he's going for there. Here we have great swords. We have Astrius, Rain, and Winter Ravis with a Black Rose Helena as a mage option if numero 80 wanted to pull that out. Now, we're going to go ahead. Both players are in the lobby. Maverick is doing some initial placement. Numero 80 is ready. Looking at numero 80's magic stat and thinking that he has a Rain and Black Rose Helena, I think he's playing her. I think Black Rose Helena makes this comp, which is Okay, against a Moraga, historically not very good against mages. Historically very good against physical damage, but mages tend to be able to hit him right in that thin area, in between his waist bone and his ribs, which I guess is his abdomen. But there's not a lot there, and apparently magic hits him directly in that spot. So we'll see how Moraga could do against the rain against the Black Rose Helena. We do see Asterius the Erudite coming in for numero 80, and that might be his biggest damage threat. We will see. Either way, we're loading in the first matches. They're all best of 3s tonight. First match coming in. Let's see how it plays out. We are going to see indeed the Black Rose Helena, and we do see Skahal. So Skahal Grifford coming in to back up the Moraga with Asterius, Black Rose Helena, and Rain for numero 80. There's Darkened Focus, little accuracy buff coming in right there. Asterius, 12,000 HP on your DPS unit, going to give himself courage, regeneration, and magic damage reduction. That will help against the Skahal. There's the physical shield for Grifford. Now it's Moraga's turn next. He's going to go Ocean's Protection, so fire, water resist, and unit attack resist. That fire resist definitely going to be clutch right there. There's a re-raise for the Skahal, so it is, I'll call it like the cancer Skahal, where you're going to have to kill him a lot of times. And then, ooh, Rain baited in before he could buff. I don't think that's what numero 80 was going for right there. I think he probably wanted Rain to at least be able to throw on some of his tanking buffs before all that happened, but we'll see. Anyway, Black Rose Helena coming in, gonna drop her limit break. It does lethal damage to Skahal, but that's his first death. He pops his courage. As long as he's over a certain amount of HP, he has permanent courage. At 1 HP, he still has a re-raise. Grifford counters with his limit break. It doesn't quite kill anybody. In fact, Black Rose Helena looking pretty tanky. There's Skahal dead again, but he has re-raise. He's back to life. He has been killed the requisite 2 times before you can kill him for real. Black Rose Helena, it will die to Moraga. Skahal comes in with a flare onto Rain, who takes 4,000 damage, so he tanks that pretty well. He still has 81 AP, and everybody's grouped. Rain has a lot of AoE damage dealing abilities in his kit, so he might look to run forward right here and look for a big slow. The debilitating counter comes out. It does not kill him. Flaming impact comes through. It slows and kills Skahal. You get the AoE resist reaction proc right there from Grifford, who counterattacks for about 1,000. Here comes the limit break from Asterius the Erudite. He is the newest remaining unit, I think. I believe he's newer than Grifford. He's going to hit Moraga for about 1,600 even after the follow attack, so Moraga proving very, very tanky. Ruinous Axe comes out. Rain also proving surprisingly tanky in this matchup as well. Okay, 51 AP for Rain, 2,700 HP. He's almost dead. He is the lowest remaining HP member of the squads. He's going to use Shining Nova. So coming out with the limit break, trying to pop this Moraga. He does take him out. Moraga's dead. Grifford's in a 2v1, and he's out of AP. This will put Asterius out of AP as well. Even after the follow-up attack, he is drained, and it's a 2v1. Okay, what can Rain do? He's going to have to generate some AP for himself as well. 232 damage, but his attack does debuff Grifford, which could prove useful. Okay, 34 AP left on Grifford. He's going to go Dual Judgment, spinning to win. He can't quite kill anybody. Asterius out of AP. He can't get in range to do anything here. Unless he's going to summon, he's going to be resorting to a buff. Let's see, with the little bit of a delay we're getting, I'm guessing it is going to be a summon coming out, so giving himself that map wide buff. Or it's lethal damage. We'll see. No, it is the summon, so it's going to be Odin coming out. Odin, one of the most popular espers in this game for 3+ years. He will slap Grifford for 2479, and there's the map buff. The follow-up attack for 1500. Grifford on his last legs. Rain hits him with the debuff again. Rain gets counterattack for 732, 1257 right there, and it's a slap off. Soul Prominence will chain slap. Grifford goes down, and numero 80 picks up the win. GG numero 80 with the 1-0 lead in the series. We'll give the players a couple minutes now, make a change to their team if they want to, and then we will run it again. Good stuff. Okay, hey guys, since it is best of 3s, please, if you're making changes to your team, be fast. This is an area where I probably will, maybe starting next time, put a timer on this, because it's just dawning on me that, like, you can't have 10 minutes in between your first match and your second match to make adjustments. So part of the draft is definitely going to be, you know, I don't know, or we might just go back to best of 1s. We'll see. I want to see how this plays out though with best of 3s. So yeah, whenever somebody wants to get the next room code in chat, I will check it out. Good fight though. So right there, what do we have? We had Asterius being probably the single strongest unit. Rain, even without buffing, being very hard to kill. Yeah, that's really what we saw. Rain didn't die. Good stuff. Yep, 30 seconds is no problem, Numero. Throw it together. Ali says, playing through Tactics Ogre or the Pixel remasters, all good games. Oh, yeah. We live in a pretty good time for RPGs right now, I gotta say. Anybody ever click this screen? I always click this screen. Loading times in arena. Man, like, quicker arena load times would be so nice. Yeah, that's right. LXD makes a really good point. He says it should be a lot quicker to tweak now that trust stones are so easy. Yes. Yeah, that wasn't... I remember that, LXD. Trust stone setup was a nightmare back in the day for the tournaments. Oh yeah, Nabani, I already played through a lot of Unicorn Overlord's demo. Not the whole thing, because Rebirth came out. But I played through... I don't know, I don't remember what level I was, but I loved it. I'm just waiting for the full game now. Well, I'm really just waiting to be done with FF7. And then Unicorn Overlord is next for me in terms of offline games. Ooh. Click, 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 click. Click, 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 click. Click, 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 click. Click, click, click. Yep, loading times are brutal. Here we go. Skip it. We got a room code. I gotta jump in there. Boom. We shall return, Arena. We'll get all of our dailies done in between these matches tonight. Okay, let me get this on the screen. No one's peeking. No looking. Two. Okay. Will anybody do anything cool this weekend? It's spring break for me, so I have no plans to do anything at all except stay home and just recover. I would have loved to have had another game to cover on the channel, but I don't want to cover. I feel like I can't branch into offline games on the YouTube channel. I feel like it doesn't ever work out for views, and then it just runs out of content because you're finished with the game. So if I ever wanted to cover like single player stuff, I'd have to make a new channel. I don't know. I'm not feeling that. So I'm playing FF7 off stream, and I'm playing Unicorn Overlord off stream, and I did let Baby J, well, I give him a dead controller, and then I like, you want to beat up the bad guys? And we did a boss fight together today, and he pushes buttons, you know, and he's all into it. He had no idea what's going on, but it was awesome. And he like wants to keep fighting the bad guys, which is really fun. Brother, you're still off for paternal leave? Nice. Paternity leave's where it's at. I'm happy you get that. The world needs to lean into paternity leave since, well, everyone in the family works these days. Baldur's Gate honor mode. I made it, dude. I did an honors mode run in Baldur's Gate. I don't know if I could spoil. There's a crypt underneath Baldur's Gate, the city, where you fight a dragon. That's where I lost. I was deep into that. Like 100 hours. That's as far as I got. Never beat the game. Yes, and RIP to Akira Toriyama for sure. A legend. One of the most legendary legends in anime. No doubt. Okay, just waiting for Maverick to do initial placement. I see this. People are pinging me in Discord. This is what I'm looking at right here. This. Ah, there we go. Okay, we are back. Numero 80 with the first win in match 1. Maverick looking to do the reverse sweep, get that 2 wins in a row to move on. Maverick, the 1 seed. I mean, I guess you could call it an upset if he loses this, although, you know, it's a top 8 draft. Like, if you make the top 8, you're a good player. You deserve to be here. There is a change. Okay, immediately right off the bat, Black Rose Helena baited in by Moraga and is going to drop her limit break on him. I got it, and he dodged it. So it's a little bit of an evasion thing right there from Moraga. Black Rose Helena with an accuracy buff in her kit, unable to get that off. She's baited forward and is immediately chunked out by Velis, and then Moraga's going to go with his water resist unit attack buff right there. But oh man, Black Rose Helena's in the danger zone straight away. In fact, this probably kills her. Grifford's going to use his limit break straight away. He uses his darkness tornado slash move. It's a double hit. Black Rose Helena dead instantly before Rain could move in to cover her. Now, Rain going to go with the unit attack resist move jump buff. He's in a great spot to tank for the rest of this fight, but will he be able to do it? Eternal Frost from Velis. Velis, crucially, also unable to buff anybody this fight. Like, things have started off really good for Maverick. If they go sideways, you got to look back to this Velis coming in and doing damage early instead of buffing. Like, maybe that wasn't great. Ruinous Axe comes through, hits Asterius a little bit. Grifford with only 5 AP, gonna go Axeman's Ward, crucially getting up that shield. That's a big deal. Okay, next up is Rain. There are 2 ice units. Rain moves in right next to the person he's supposed to be tanking for. You don't love to see that if you're numero 80, but it's Asterius' turn next. He's gonna go with this limit break. Translucid, I forget the name of it. Anyway, it's a big lightning slashing sword attack. It's not a darkness tornado, it's a lightning slap fest, and he moves away from the tank, which was really smart. Okay, dual judgment comes in. Doesn't matter how far you stand away from Rain, Grifford can still spin to win and find you. Ruinous Axe comes out from Moraga. This Rain seems like he's unkillable. Okay, he's gonna go Flaming Impact right there, finds the Grifford, but the Moraga dodges it. Grifford go over Sealing Cleave on the Asterius. So Rain's aggro all out. Asterius AP all out. Let's go ahead and spin the map once right here. He is going to be auto attacking for a bit. Moraga, Ruinous Act comes out. He's now also basically out of AP, and it's Rain again. Flaming Impact this time will find both units. No status effect applied. Grifford, 2 AP, attacks Asterius for 1274. Asterius, 1 AP, attacks Moraga for 741. And we are in an Axes versus Greatsword. Slap each other until somebody dies fest. Sealing Cleave comes out, little bit of damage. Rain's like, I have AP because I'm basically a mage. Soul Prominence comes out on the Grifford, 3-hit chain. Moraga's turn next. Shield Breaker kills it, well, almost kills the Asterius. It pops his courage. Asterius with 22 AP left, looking to do some damage. Barrier Break Sword, big damage onto the Grifford with the follow-up attack, but not enough to kill him. There's the Dark Mega Flare. So double hit attack right there. Asterius goes down. It's Rain versus 2. Rain with the HP advantage. Rain very hard to kill with slashing moves, but again, also out of AP. He goes for the slap on Grifford. Grifford dodges it. That is the 3rd dodge for Maverick's team. It's not an evade team, but there is some evade, and so far some evade has been enough. Sealing Cleave hits Rain for a little bit. Rain gonna hit Grifford for 220. No debuff applied that time. Moraga out of AP, gonna have to go Ocean Protection. That fire resist buff could be a big deal. Grifford slap for 835. Here's Rain. He's looking for some damage. He finds Grifford. There's big DPS right there, but it's gonna be Moraga, and then turns are gonna run out. So Moraga can't quite kill Rain, but Moraga will get to go again. 1,400 damage. Maverick picks up the win. GG. We're going to go to a 3rd game in this first best of 3 of the day. Moraga just too thick at the end of the day. And honestly, really, 3 dodges, probably the difference. There's that quasi-evade stuff that we talk about a lot coming into play. It's not a mono Earth quasi-evade team. Instead, it's just Moraga. But Grifford had a clutch dodge in there. The Black Rose Helena, unable to buff, basically didn't do much in this fight, just kind of ran forward and died. That seemed to be the difference. Either way, GG, we will go to the 3rd match of this best of 3 next. Okay, there we go. Hybrid's like, wonder how high I can get with Evade Etra. You get like all the way. Hybrid, I think Evade Etra took me like through like fight 10 or something crazy like that. I know Evade Shadow Links can do that as well. All right. You just want all of his shards? Yeah. Hey, Moraga's a solid unit. Helena doing nothing is such a big deal. Yes. Oh God, these loading times. This is the thing that like makes Arena hard for me to like really get into every week. Is sometimes I have 15 minutes, but I don't have 25. And if I have to wait 2 minutes in between each arena fight, I'm just like checked out. Felipe saying, leave a like. Yeah, leave a like on the YouTube stream if you're on there. Thank you. I appreciate that, Felipe. Much love. One thing the rest of the players could do that would be very helpful. So right now, let me tell you how I'm feeling right now about things, since we're just chilling. Fighting calculator is so slow. Yes. One of the things that the other players could do is if you're going to have like multiple comps, have them built. You know what I mean? That would be helpful. Okay, we got a room code. I'm going to go ahead and jump in there. Do I want to do a playthrough on Baldur's Gate 3? No. Well, I mean, do I want to? Yes. Can I? No. It's not hyperbole when I say I have 45 minutes to an hour to play video games for myself every day. Like, just to do these streams, I have to find a place to put Baby J. And most days, I only basically have an hour after he goes to bed to play games. So I just have to like, I just prio myself. Like I just play some game for an hour, go to bed, and that's where I go. That's true. That is something else we could do. So Numero 80 makes a good point. He says we could just play like the first game. I like that, Numero 80. I like that. Because right now, I would say I'm leaning more towards best of ones with a loser's bracket. Okay, let's do that from here on out. So, okay, I'll go ahead and type that out. We're still waiting for Maverick to jump into this game. Whoops, I didn't want to push that button. I want to push this button. And this one. So, Zuvarius and Sandrooster. Game 1 next. Then game 1 of Meraxis and Sushi. Then game, I see him. He's still putting his formation in. Then game one of McCrane and brother. There we go. That could flow nicely. So if the rest of the players want to just be ready to go, that'd be really useful. That'll speed things up. Because what I don't like is the 5-minute delay between each fight. That doesn't flow well for a live event. Okay. Okay, time for game 3 of Numero 80 versus Maverick. Both players have one win under the belt, going for that deciding game 3 match. Winner moves on to the semifinals. Losers is done for the week, but yeah, that's still a good week. Yeah, made the draft. It's always good to just make the draft, and these have been very, very close fights. I still believe the last one came down to a clutch dodge. We're going to run back with the same team comps, but right away, you see an adjustment from the Black Rose Helena. She finds that accuracy buff onto the Astrius. Astrius moving towards the doorway, gets his preemptive counterattack off, but then gets hit by Moraga. Now, this fight will go south in a hurry and a half if this Astrius just got out positioned, right? He's gonna eat an attack from all 3 of the enemy units to open up. Astrius is the main carry on this team. If he dies here, which he did not, it would have been real bad. Now Rain's gonna move in, flaming impact. Oh, and it's dodged. Again, no accuracy buff right there on the Rain, and he's unable to find the damage with his flaming impact. Devastation comes through on the Moraga, 3,000 damage. Astrius with a chance to start hurting people. He's gonna walk forward, I believe. He can drop a big AoE. He is subjugator on the whole group, so he's trying to turn things around, finds a ton of people, and now Rain is covering. Rain is in there tanking a bit now. Bellis going to get to heal for the first time in this tournament. He's been in all the fights, but he's never been able to do any healing because he's just been, baited into doing damage. Grifford already in slap off mode. Rain gonna look to do some damage right here to the tank. Shining Nova coming out on the Moraga, 2,300, 35, that's 5,500 damage. Huge DPS right there from the Rain, and the Moraga continues to be less effective, when checked against Spirit as he is when he can check people with his defense. Here's Black Rose Helena's limit break coming out. That kills him. Moraga down. It's a 2v3 in favor of Numero 80. Here's Eternal Frost. Astrius barely hanging on. He is going to get another turn, though, crucially. He needs to find some big damage before he dies, or move far enough away from Rain that Rain can maybe tank one for him. He goes Hazard Break, just about kills himself, takes himself down less than 1,000 HP. But, Rain is covering him. Sealing Cleave comes through. That is not on Astrius, and Astrius is kind of standing over there like, please don't notice me. Please don't notice me. And so far, it's kind of working. Black Rose Helena up next. We've got Grifford in the doorway. She's going to go Devastation onto him, 3873. Astrius okay, I hid behind this little rock on the ground and nobody found me. Subjugator comes through, hits Grifford for 3,500. He has 6 AP left. He says, I found you, 850. It's too late. His regen ticked. He healed once, and here we go. Heart of Flutter from Rain. He's out of AP. So he moves in. Astrius is like, yeah, you found me, but you're not trapped in here, or I'm not trapped in here with you. You're trapped in here with me. GG, Numero 80 picks up the win. Clever initial positioning. Had Astrius died to start things off right there, it's real bad. Instead, he lives through the whole fight somehow. That's impressive. It's a big win for Numero 80. Maverick is out. Numero 80 moves on, and we will go to our next match of the day. Now, I want to explain a little bit of a change that we are doing before we go forward. To just make the live viewing experience a little bit cleaner, we are going to do this. Here's your bracket. Now, what you just saw was Numero 80 moving here to the semis. We are going to go to match 1 of Zuvarius versus Sandrooster next. Then after that match, while those players are making adjustments to their team, we will go to the first match of Meraxis versus Sushi, then the first match of Sir McCrane versus Brother. So the next 3 matches you see will be those. Then once those are done, we circle back here and we watch match 2s. And I think this is going to be a better way. Like, I know a lot of you guys watching this right now are going to be watching the VOD. And if you're watching the VOD, it's a chopped up edited thing. It doesn't matter what you're watching. But if you're watching live, this could prove to be a little bit better experience, or we'll just move to best of 1 with the losers bracket next week. Somehow or another, this is the first time we've done Friday Night Fights best of 8 draft in a year, so we're still figuring out. Anyway, those are the changes that will be coming down the pipe. Let's go ahead and look at our next matchup a little bit. Zuvarius versus Sandrooster. Now, great images for both of them here. We have Final Fantasy, wait, which one were these guys in? Rabanaster Lizard Man and Rainbow Unicorn. It's a real special Rainbow Unicorn too. Anyway, we get to see the Summer Glassy, Howl at the Heavens Blade Reagan Ferris team. A lot of ice, a lot of water, versus the Wind Fire team. Dario, Edward, Oberon, and Ayaka right here. Okay. I like it. We're going to watch match 1 of that next. Let's do that now. 5859. Oh yeah, I already see room codes. That's fine. And here we go. So, Get Clucked, aka Zuvari, or Sandrooster. Get it? Sandrooster, Cluck? Yeah, LOL, I get it. It took me way too long to figure that out. And then he's rocking the Oberon, Zuvarius bringing out the swimsuit Glassy. So 2 tanks in those opening slots. Zuvarius's team, very heavy into attack right here. Sandrooster's team, a nice balance of attack and magic. So thinking about what that means for the Oberon team, you're probably seeing Ayaka Edward in there, would be my guess. For Zuvarius, I'm guessing you're seeing Ferris Reagan. Those would be my guesses on the rest of the lineups right there. The other players do not start their matches. So I'm sorry, we're sorting this out. You wait till you're on stream to start. But Sandrooster, you click the start button whenever you guys are ready. And while we're waiting for them to click that, I will go ahead and just show this again. So here's what I'm thinking right here, right? If you do indeed have a full physical team from here, that means you're leaving out Howlet, right? So these 2 against the Dario, how's Dario going to handle tanking all that? Well, we're going to find out right now because we're loading into the match. This will be my first witnessing of new Dario in a high-end PvP scenario. He's going to be on a mono win team with an Edward and Ayaka backing him up. He does his re-raise buff where he gets the Pride of Horn and re-raise. Ayaka moves forward to start doing some haste. Ayaka moving forward can be bad. Ferris moves forward and also slaps people a little bit, pops her heal, but her heal not quite needed yet. Reagan's up next, 52 AP, 12,000 HP. He's going to go mountain dive, hitting everybody right there. Edward takes a ton of damage, and the thing with Zuvarius' team, they're all going one after each other. So Oberon just ate everything they had to offer. Edward ate almost everything they had to offer. The problem here for the win team is Ayaka's speed. Had Ayaka been allowed, now maybe he kills them all right here. He does not. But if it was Ayaka next, if Ayaka got to go before she got lapped by the Reagan and the Ferris, she's full healing her squad, and this win team is going to sustain it out. Because she was unable to get to go, it's her versus 3 because Reagan and Ferris killed everybody. That's a problem. Now, she's going to try to turn that around by bringing Oberon back to life with full life. Unfailing Maiden will put a courage buff on to Glassy. There's the full life. Oberon is back in the action, but I don't know, man. He does still have some aggro, I believe, so Pirate Raid will go on to him. He's taking okay. Silder's Roar comes out, little attack magic buff and reaction block rate buff. Reagan out of AP, going to turn into a slapper. There is a shot here for Ayaka to try to sustain this, maybe raise Edward at some point. I don't know. Wolven Claws comes out. People are, oh, nope, Oberon's dead again. That's going to do it. Ayaka now probably going to limit break herself. Yeah, here it is. Angelic Grace comes out, and Oh, wait, it's not Oberon. Have I been saying Oberon the whole time? Probably. Anyway, Oberon is the new Abara. Yeah, y'all know who it is. It's Dario. Anyway, Ayaka's getting punked. Is she going to limit break herself again? No, she's going to channel a spell. Reagan's turn next. Can he kill her before this spell goes off? Nope, not quite. Okay, Glassy, can you kill her before the spell goes off? Yes, you can. Okay, there we go. So in the first round matchup between Zuvarius and Sandrooster, Zuvarius gets the win. So that's a 1-0 lead in the series for Zuvarius. We are going to go to the next matchup right now, which is I'll put it on the screen. We are going to watch a little bit of Meraxis versus Sushi. So I'm going to jump in there, and then when they're ready to go, we will watch their first match as well. Was I saying Oberon the whole time? I feel like I probably was. Whoops. Is Dario. Oberon just out here dying over and over again. He's not even in the tournament and he's dying. That's rough. Okay, next up, we've got Meraxis versus Sushi. Here you can see their picks. We've got a lot of water with some wind and earth. We got wind and earth, ice and dark. Elements are all over the place, and we are loading into this match. So here's what we're going to see. We've got, I almost said double tank. Young King Elda isn't a tank. He just takes damage like one. It's him with Dialdo and Lena versus... Yes, it's him, Dialdo, Lena versus Melnia, Roth, and who was the third on this team? I didn't see. Was it Melnia, Roth? We'll find out here in a minute. Zidane. So we do get to see Zidane. Voice of Despair comes through for Dialdo, so he starts moving up. Undying Wall comes out for Roth. So both tanks buffing themselves, moving into position. Young King Elda, 11.6k HP, gets his shield up. That's a big buff for him. And Lena is doing her support shenanigans. Zidane probably going to do a backflip because Zidane does backflips. He has 72 AP. Punishing Blade comes out. No backflip, just a jump. He is going to use his follow-up attack right here. Does decent damage to the tank and Young Elda. Roth coming in now, 12657 on the HP for her. She's going to drop her LB. So Diabolic Advent. She covers up one of her eyes because she could only half watch the 924 damage she's about to do to Elda, and then Melnia continuing to buff herself, trying to find her way into range. There's re-raise onto Dialdo. He will now be able to move up and can attempt to start doing some damage. Okay, 163 AP. He can do whatever he wants. He's going to go with the limit break over the wall. So Void Crash coming in. It's on Roth. She is successfully tanking right here. 1572 on the damage. And King Elda moves up. Oh my gosh. Zidane is deleted. Lion's Drain just takes him out. Castigion over the wall does a little bit of damage to Dialdo, but we've got Alina here to heal him up. Here it comes, big heal. Dialdo back to full, protecting shell on both carries, and this is looking rough for Sushi's team. Double destruction comes through. It is a double attack, but destruction might have been a bit of a misnomer. Resistance break comes out. Roth getting low. Let's spin the camera a little bit. Elda gonna finish her off. Spear throw. Yes, it does. 68-59. Roth is down, and I love seeing the Melnia pick. I'm happy she's in this match. What can she do against three people? Probably not much, especially since they have Lena backing them up. She's gonna give herself a little haste and de-aggro. Dialdo can move through the door. He's gonna go Voice of Despair first and scoot, float, whatever you call it, that he does on through. Okay, Melnia, 69 AP left. Is she going to use her map-wide 10,000 damage attack? Nope, she doesn't have one. Okay, there's Elda, hits her for most of her HP. Lena's up next. Elda might be low enough that she'll heal him. Yep, Cure 5 comes out. He's back to full health. And Melnia is crying. Ruination comes over the wall, 18,900, and it's Dialdo's turn. He says, hi, Melnia. We share an element, but not a team, and I am going to take you out with Chaos Magispear. There it is, 1286. Melnia goes down, and Meraxis picks up the win in the first match of his quarterfinals. He's got that 1-0 lead, and we'll look to finish things off here in a moment when we go to their game 3. GG. Okay, next we will go to the first match of Sir McCrane versus Brother of Captain. So I'm going to go ahead and put that into the spectator mode, and we'll check it out. Things are moving faster, that's for sure. Okay, here we go. We've got Sir McCrane versus Brother. Now, both of them using sweet AI-generated thumbnails for themselves right there, especially Brother of Captains, who is like, you can see what the AI was thinking when it made that, right? It took Pirate Captain's more slightly respectable but still dangerous-looking Brother, and then there it is. Okay, anyway, team comps. You've got 2 Piercing Wind units and King Elda with a Winter Wrath backing them up for Sir McCrane. And then Brother of Captain is running that Mono Light team, right? Lucio, Light of Brilliance, Wing of Destiny Stern, Bartz, and Warrior of Light. If you look, one thing that's really cool, I don't know if you guys watch this have noticed, we do have these sweet, like, how strong or weak is your team in total to attack type stat, like the average. Notice how good this light team is against Slash, and how mediocre it is versus Pierce, right? Warrior of Light, not the greatest unit in the world, into Pierce, and it's all Pierce, right? Like Sir McCrane's team is Pierce unit. So all the Pierce coming in right there. Meanwhile, lots of slashing damage here, and you got a pretty effective slash stat, or at least base slash stat resist for these spear units. Now, obviously, there's penetration in the game, stuff like that. So we'll see if that ends up mattering too much. In terms of just raw strength, it's hard for me to tell. You just don't see a lot of Wind Veritas yet, so I'm very curious to see what he can do. We know what Flagbearer, Glassy, and King Elda are. Winter Wrath is solid. New Lucio, you love him. But do we love him that much? I don't know. Okay. Anyway, we are just waiting for Brother Captain to hit that ready button. Apparently still doing initial placement right here, or has already done initial placement and just hasn't hit ready up. That happens a lot. So we're waiting. Brother's chilling. See, look, they're pinging me in Discord because they think I'm not in here ready. I'm ready. You ain't ready. I'll just click it a bunch. I'm readying up for you. Okay, there we go. Brother has readied up now, and here we go into the first match. I'm gonna lean. Now you see Sir McCrane showing the Winter Wrath right here. I really like the Pierce team here. However, how many times as a War of the Visions player in the last 3-4 months have you underestimated Mono Light? For me, it's way too much. Now, typically those teams have included Addison Rae, who we did not see in any of these picks or bans tonight, but I don't know, Mono Light has brought the heat in this game since the beginning of the game. Like, it was definitely, Dark was definitely better than at for a while with Black Rose Helena and the Dwayne meta, but I feel like ever since then, Mono Light has been just scary with your Starlight Elenas, your, young Helenas, your Thancreds, LOL, we all wish. Anyway, there's Warrior of Light. Brave Presence come through. He was the best tank in this game, bar none, for a really long time. Flagbearer Glassy gonna get the momentum buff online, so not going with the like shield buff, the AoE resist, something like that. Instead, just goes with momentum. Wind Veritas gonna go Disruptive Fang, and there's that weakness for Warrior of Light. We were mentioning he's weak to Pierce, and he takes half of his HP and damage from the first Wind Veritas attack. However, his entire team is gonna get to go before Glassy goes again, and there's what I was talking about. That's why you don't underestimate light units, because Lucio just walked up there and dropped a hammer on everybody. And then Warrior of Light's going to drop his limit break right here, Crystal Braver, as a follow-up. So Raining Swords, it usually looks really cool, and it does lethal. Okay, it takes Winter Roth out. Warrior of Light with a kill. Bartz is picking daisies in right field. Now, Bartz, listen, you're supposed to be playing third base, not right field. Get in position. Shining Conviction comes out from Glassy, big damage across the team, and can Win Veritas find a way to combo off that and find a double kill? Disruptive Fang? Yes, he can. Double kill for the piercing duo. And now it's Bartz who is going to eventually participate in this match. Here he is, Blade Blitz. He is participating too. He's big time participating. He kills Win Veritas with one Blade Blitz. Dispelling Spear Fight comes in, does half his HP, and Win Glassy is going to lap him. The haste looks clutch. She's going to get to go twice to his once. She pokes him 54-37, and it's the haste at the end of the day. Bartz takes a weird journey around the map. Glassy pops haste on herself, and by the time Bartz joins, it's spear throw, spear poke, GG, that's it. And the Pierce duo looked good, but that, I'm telling you, it looked on paper like that light team didn't have much of a chance. They had a chance. They did a ton of damage to start that thing off. Okay, now we get to go do the second matches of the next 3 fights. So we will pop up here and we will watch round 2 of Zuvarius versus Sand Rooster. Next, I'm going to go ahead and hit the spectate button right here. Going to jump into the room, and as soon as both those players are ready, they can hit the go button, and we will go. Now, so far, only Sand Rooster's in there, which does give us a chance to look at this again. So, what did we see last time? Do we anticipate any changes? Well, we did get to see Oberon and Dario. Or did we get to see Oberon and Dario? Did we just see Dario and I called him Oberon a bunch of times? Is that what it was? Perhaps. I don't know. Here's what it looks like, though. Yeah, Bartz's AI got kind of weird right there. If he's comboing, Zalk saw Ibarra. I always see Ibarra. Oh yeah, Cops Light teams. You never underestimate Cops Light teams. Zalk, it's good to see you hanging out in here again, man. So Zalk, are you actually like playing War of the Visions again, or are you just back for the show match tonight? Like, are you back in it for real? Oh yeah, map effect. Yeah, Sanders or map effect for sure. No CT up or down. I'll ping him in Discord. Oh, he got it. Ooh, big shout out to Stream Beats by Harris Heller for tonight's glorious music selection. Yeah, Francesca has had an easy night. That's good. Okay, here we go. Match 2 between Sandrooster, aka Get Clucked, and Zuvarius. Zuvarius picked up the win in the first match, mostly on the back of Ayaka just not being fast enough, right? Her partners, Dario, Oberon / Dario, whatever I choose to call him at the time, they didn't get one shot. They took the entire opening salvo of Zuvarius's Water Ice team and lived, and had Ayaka limit break them, who knows what happens. Instead, Ayaka ended up getting lapped by most of the enemy team. I think all of the enemy team got 2 turns to her 1, and that cost her. She was unable to heal anybody. She did get a full life in there. We'll see. It's the same matchup as before, with a similar starting position right here from Sandrooster. So he's going to run it back in this start position. It is, however, a different starting position for Zuvarius. You wonder if there's some mind games going on here, or I don't know. There probably is mind games. I imagine what Sandrooster was thinking was Zuvarius would anticipate him changing dramatically and then move to the other side. That's a part of best of 3s, right? Anticipating what your opponent's going to do. Instead, this time, the only damage dealt out by the Water and Ice team is just a little bit of damage to the tank, which means Edward's going to get to go in there and start dropping his DPS. He double pillars Glassy and Reagan, and then we get the dual release coming out from Oberon. Very, very tanky squad right here from this Water Ice team from Zuvarius. Now there's the TMR buff. Ayaka making a big adjustment here. Her AI keeping her back. That TMR buff, that was Win Veritas's TMR that she just dropped across the map, that prevents AP auto restore from the enemy team, and you don't have to move to use it, which will speed her up by virtue of her not moving, and it will keep her out of AoE range. So it's just her teammates are going to be taking damage. Now, speaking of her teammates taking damage, Reagan just cut Dario in half. He cut him in half like Oberon at Jaden's wedding, and not, I don't know. I was trying to make some kind of like Oberon versus whatever. Anyway, it's Ayaka's turn. She's going to look for a full life on Dario to bring him back. Okay, Reagan's up again, 53 AP. He can choose whichever target he fancies right here. He's got 2 wind options, and his element is looking real strong. He's going to go with his limit break, Sonic Blade, onto the Ayaka. It's 2 different colored swords. It's like 15,000 damage. It's way more than Ayaka has in HP. She goes down, and all of a sudden it's Edward Elric versus 3. That's not a matchup he's going to like. Now, I anticipate him doing a lot of work with this next move, but Reagan being there is probably going to be all she wrote for Sandrooster. He will take Ferris down, so she's out, but here's Reagan. 10 AP, he's going to auto attack for 5,400. That is a devastatingly effective auto attack. And short man Edward says, "Don't call me short, Glassy." He punches her, and she's like, "Look, I didn't call you short. You just anticipate I'm going to call you short because you're short. I'm instead going to summon on you for 1956 and make you low HP." And he's like, "Don't call me short." Punch for 1783. And then Reagan's like, "Hey, shorty, guess what? Hey, 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 shorty. Take that, 4386. He goes down. Yeah, a little bit of a delayed reaction there, but he got him. GG. Zuvarius picks up the win, 2-0 in the series, and will move on. If we look at the bracket after that fight, we will see that Zuvarius will now play numero 80. So let's go ahead and let's move numero 80 forward in the bracket. Boom. And then we'll move Zuvarius forward in the bracket. And that's your first semifinal match, numero 80 versus Zuvarius. So those two can start looking at each other's rosters, kind of figuring out what's going on. Meanwhile, we're going to go to Meraxis versus Sushi for their second match of the day. I'm going to go ahead and jump in there, spectate that, and we will start it as soon as both players are ready to go. Boom. Oh. I think Sushi still has to do initial placement. He just got in. Or he doesn't. We'll see. Okay, here we go. We're jumping right in. It's going to be the Melnia versus the Young King Elda again. This was not super close last time. Melnia ended up in a 1v3, unable to kill anybody. And Zidane ended up getting really chunked down and taken out early. It's the same setup right here. So it's different. Zidane was over where like Roth is last time, and he ended up overextending himself. This time the Melnia and Roth are hanging out over there together, while Zidane is chilling on the other side of the map, trying to keep him alive, trying to allow him to do one of those like Bart's level flanking maneuvers, but hopefully, you know, executed a little bit more effectively than Bart's did when we watched him. Now here's Roth. She's going to look to buff herself and start moving forward, or just look to dance on screen. It's possible we might have like a DC or something right here. I could technically move around the map. This is a nice little feature. Here's Zidane, and there's Roth. Okay, so no DC, or if there was a DC, they got back in. Roth's gonna drop her limit break. That was the delay. She's actually in range to use her limit break right there. Zidane's gonna give himself the courage buff. Let's turn it back this way. The limit break did no damage. I don't know who that hit. And is Dialdo at 99.99999 HP? Maybe. Looks maybe like he's 100. Maybe he dodged it or something. Either way, he didn't take any damage, and it's Meraxis' turn. It's Lena up next. Now, if she was a damage dealer, she'd probably come up here and start looking to take down Roth. There's a weird bit of delay here. I'm not sure what that is. Okay, it's once again a limit break. It's Love Zypher coming out from Lena. She is going to... What is happening here? I'm not sure. I feel like weird things are happening, and the AI is limit breaking nothing. This might be the most interesting match we've ever seen. Okay. Dialdo's now going to limit break nothing. This is great. We are keeping this. Dialdo misses. Okay, he shoots at the ghost, and okay, now Elda warps across the map, hits nobody. He misses. Now it's Melnia's turn. This is getting good, guys. Okay, Melnia, can you also hit nothing? This is fantastic. Okay, Melnia, you have AP restore, 8200 HP. What are you going for here? Oh, she actually shoots people, and then she warps across the map. Okay, Zidane's turn next. Zidane, come on, buddy. You've thrown a whole kink into this thing. What do you have for us? Let's see. I feel like when I moved the map around like this, it jacked everything up. I feel like this is probably just Spectator that's messed up this much and not the real thing. I wonder if the players are experiencing what I'm experiencing. Anyway, Punishing Blade comes out from Zidane. He kills his teammates. He betrays his own squad. He kills Melnia and then hits Roth for a bunch of damage. What is happening here? What is going on? This is amazing. Okay. The players are saying GG in chat. I would say an error occurred. That was awesome. I have no idea who won. Who won? Apparently in the real match, Zidane one-shotted Dialdo. We got Intern Coon's version of that. That was like if Intern Coon was playing both teams on manual. He's just pushing buttons, man. Intern Coon's just here for our entertainment. And he provided, once again. Intern Coon always provided. Either way, Meraxis did win. So if we come back over here, apparently in the real world, not Intern Coon's world, Meraxis won that fight. So we will watch Serba Crane versus Brother now in what is hopefully the real deal. That was awesome though. It was fun. Yeah, this is the new end game. You put units in there, you have to pick units that are good, but not so good they kill your own team in one shot. Right? There's a whole new mechanic in War of the Visions called friendship. And if your units don't like each other, they will betray. So do your side quests. Get your friendship levels up. Or else. I only see one person in this room right now. I'll show you guys what I see. This. I feel like I'm bugged. I'll tell you what. I'm going to restart my game. Allow me to restart. Yeah, I don't think they're like... I'm going to say that was me. Okay. Yeah, I was sitting here waiting for like brother to join. And apparently he was in there ready to go. Okay. Gumi needs to fix lag DC crash when players are spectating a duel. Yeah, I don't know how you fix it. Like, I don't think they know how to fix it. I certainly don't. It'd be great if they did. I'd sure take it. They're too busy putting energy pots in the whale purchase bonus. Okay, let's try again. Nope. Okay. I'm switching accounts. It's a problem. I'm going to switch over to Baby J's account. Yeah, you guys mind remaking the room? Yeah, redo the room. There's been more bugs tonight than we've had in the first 3 weeks. The quest has been interrupted. No. What quest was I doing? What? Man. I would trade Vizior with my... actually, I don't want to do that. Let my main account have more Viz. That's obviously better. Okay, here we go. The goal this time... to see 2 players. We did it. Okay, here we go. Okay, I'm ready when you guys are. And here we go. We had some bugs in the last match, some spectator bugs. I, in fact, was in I just restarted everything, and now hopefully it'll work this time. Anyway, here's McCrane versus Brother. It's going to be King Elda versus Bartz. Now, if you remember the first match of this best of 3, Bartz took a little solo journey to the right side of the map, and the piercing duo of Wind Glassy and Veritas of the Wind just slaughtered everybody, and it ended up being Glassy lapping Bartz at the end for the kill. This one looks a lot different. We're getting a lot of buffs online this time, and Sir McCrane has brought the King Elda to do his tanking. He's going to use his limit break right here, which is one of the rare TP scaling or TP limit breaks for a non-support unit in this game. It gives him hate, gives him some shields. It's going to make him generally hard to kill. Meanwhile, it's the same 3 units for Brother this time. Just now, if Bartz goes on his solo adventure, he will find the enemy instead of not finding the enemy. Of course, this time he does not go on the solo adventure. He sticks it out with his bros, and movement looks a little bit better than it did before. Okay, let me put this thing full screen. Here's Wind Glassy. She's going to give herself that haste, which was so clutch last time. Veritas of the Wind, 13,263. He goes haste stance. He will give himself haste. And you got a really speedy spear team over here for Sir McCrane. There's a unit resist buff coming out from New Lucio, so that'll make them harder to kill. Elda, is he in range to do some damage yet? He is not, because Lancer is a terrible job and can't hit people at diagonal range 3, height 1. Okay, it's Warrior of the Light now, or Warrior of Crystal, whatever, Warrior of Light. He's going to do Crystal Braver. All those words combine into what is happening on the screen. It's his multi-hit slashing limit break. It does like 400 damage to King Elda. It does give him Protect and Shell. He gets Bartz's follow-up attack for another little chunk, but King Elda walked out of that with 93% of his HP left. He's feeling pretty good. Glassy's gonna buff. I think Win Veritas probably buffs again here as well. If he has another one on, he does not. So he will instead conserve his CT. And it will be Elda. Void Piercer. There's a Lancer move. He does find 2, and you will get a nice bit of chaining right here on Warrior of Light from this strike team. There's Bartz's follow-up attack coming in again. It is Win Veritas' turn. He can definitely find the range now. He moves up, Disruption Fang onto all 3. Big damage right there. Gonna go ahead and proc Warrior of Light's heal. Glassy has a shot of doing like max damage to him on her next turn, but King Elda dies to Bartz, and Bartz looks to be the real carry right here for Brothers team. His damage has been impressive both times that we've seen him, but he was just lapped by Glassy last time. We'll see if that happens again. Glassy going to do her limit break, which will, interestingly enough, continue the chaining on Warrior of Light. So after he goes right here, he's going to heal himself, but he's still being chained by Veritas and Glassy. So he's going to take humongous amounts of damage from these next 2. There's Heavenly Wind. Yeah, that's just GG right there. That killed both carries. Oh my gosh. Hey, if you don't have Win Veritas leveled yet, here's what he could do. He is crushing people. There's 12k damage from Glassy, and man, that might be one of the first times I've ever seen in PvP Win Glassy's limit break, like, do a clutch elemental chain extend. I've seen it in PvE, like chaining teams before. That makes sense. I feel like that's what it's made for. There, wow, it crushed everybody. Not to mention when Veritas went ahead and like, one shot 2 carries. That was also good. That was also really good. However, there it is. GG. Sir McCrane will pick up the win, so we can move him forward to face Meraxis. What we will go do next is watch Numero 80 versus Zuvarius. We will watch their match 1. It is another best of 3. Winner of the best of 3 goes to the finals. Let's go check that out. You could just drag. Oh well. Okay, good stuff, guys. Good stuff. I'm not yawning, you're yawning. I think next week, I'm liking what we're doing here. I think next week we do the best of 1s with a losers bracket. 6648. Jump in there and get ready. Ooh, spicy. We get some spice in our lives this next one. Well, at least a unit we haven't seen yet. Oh. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and begin. All right, here we go. We are into the first semifinal match. Here's your rosters for Zuvarius versus Numero 80. We got the Wind Ice team that has looked really dominant so far, especially the Reagan, I want to say, versus the Great Sword team. Black Rose Helena has been a little underwhelming, as probably would be expected. So you wonder if we will see her in this matchup. It's only 2100 magic for Numero 80's team. If he's running Rain, maybe Rain is all of that 2100 magic. We do see Winter Ravi's coming in here. No, that's not who that is. Anyway, we see the winter unit coming in here, which we haven't seen yet today, versus the summer glassy, who we have. 3,200, 2,700 magic for Zuvarius. So we are going to be seeing maybe the Howl at the Heavens Blade coming out for the first time today as well. That would be cool. If that is what we see, that would be nice. We are loading in. Let's do it. Semi-final match number 1. Who will take it? Winter Ravis, Asterius the Erudite, and Black Rose Helena staying in there. Look, living and dying with that Black Rose Helena. And I mean, to be fair, Black Rose Helena did make it out of the first round. She didn't lose. She didn't do anything except die, but she also didn't lose. Okay, there's the buff right there from Howl at the Heavens Blade. We do get to see him for the first time today. That's pretty cool. And Winter Ravis, like, of all the units in this game, I gotta say, Winter Ravis is one of the units that I love the way she carries her weapon. She, like, drags it behind her. It's a great sword, so it's heavy, and she's just gonna drag it behind her, because why not? There. Anyway, Asterius the Erudite comes in, 4,000 damage with the follow-up attack for another 3 on Reagan. He has his self-heal, so he tops it all back up without too much of a problem. Ravi's gonna move in next. Holy Knight's Hijinks, big snowball time. Now, it looks like a snowball. It's technically a slashing snowball, and it will do decent damage to the Reagan. Maybe more importantly, it frostbites the Summer Glassy. Being a tank, that's not the worst thing that could ever happen. It's definitely not as worse as your DPS units getting chained down, which didn't end up happening. Oh my gosh, Asterius lives by a hair, and he will get a turn before Glassy can try to take him down. Black Rose Helena is going to move in next. She's going to go Tenebril Rose. The limit break comes out right here. What kind of damage will this do? Not a ton, just a little bit. Asterius auto attacks for 1699, and Asterius, you're standing in that doorway. She didn't need AP to kill you. And speaking of not having any AP, the limit break on turn 1 was not a great idea for Winter Ravi. She's out, and now you're facing this Howl at the Heavens Blade, who is loaded up on AP at 153 and loaded up on damage. He's got 2 targets in his sight. He's going to use the Magia Arte, the limit break. Magic art. I'm just going to go ahead and translate that out of whatever language it isn't into English. And it's Reagan's turn next with only a Black Rose Helena on the field. He's got 2 swords. He doesn't need them. He's just going to punch her. And GG. Zuvarius takes that one down in, we'll call it efficient fashion. It was a real quick beatdown right there. And that'll do it. The Great Sword team runs themselves out of AP and is taken out. So now they will get another chance to fight that out. If you are the Great Sword team, do you finally bench Helena? Nah, run her again. Let her try again. But we're going to go to the first match of Meraxis versus Sir McCrane next and see how that one plays out. Yeah, the rules for this week, there was a draft. So, Hiram, there was a draft. So the only band, you see it on the screen right here. There's your teams. We did a band phase and a draft phase, so they can make a 3-man team out of their 4-man roster. Yeah, no CT changes. That's true. That's still in. That's been a thing the whole time. That'll be gone next time, though. Hey, everybody out there watching, thank you for hanging out with us all night. Yeah, that makes sense why King Bradley wasn't here. That's a great point. King Bradley's the king of boosting his own CT over your head and then killing you with it. So, yeah, that really hurt him. but we'll play on a bigger map next week. Hey, if you guys want to go ahead and start, if you want to start thinking about next week in terms of map, we can discuss that at the end of the stream tonight. But we got to get there first. Okay, here we go. Match 1 of our second semifinal, Sir McCrane versus Meraxis. There you see their rosters on the screen. So we got that Pierce team that looked really potent versus Pierce team. Kind of. 2 Pierce units, Perrine and Lena. So we'll see what they bring out. We are going to at least see Young King Elda, who has been a beast in this game for a while, and both squads running a fairly balanced attack magic stat. Definitely more attack than magic on Sir McCrane's team. You got to figure that is Winter Roth with the Wind Piercing duo. And the Wind Piercing duo, no danger of running into an ice unit. So they should be good to go. We'll see. I don't know. I love that Pierce team. It's kind of what I'm trying to build on my alt account right now is the Glassy Wind Veritas duo. So seeing it do so well makes me feel kind of good about the future of Baby J, the 5th to the 3rd power or whatever version of that account I'm on. Anyway, here we go. Young King Elda going to look to buff his team. Undying Line, super good buff, AoE resist, AP restore to him, physical damage up, all of that online. Winter Roth going to go ahead and give her team a little buff right there. Get some tankiness online. Wind Veritas, 13,000 HP, gives AoE resist and a shield to his team and himself. Lena's going to go half ether, give the whole team a bunch of AP. I love that. That's a really good adjustment for a short map like this, like just boosting the AP of your whole team. We've seen a ton of units run out of AP today. Fortress of the Lion, there's the shield for Young King Elda. And then since Lena didn't move the first time she went, she's just going to scoot forward and group up with her team. That might not be a great idea. It might not be great. Dialdo takes some damage right there. He's in elemental disadvantage mode against 2 out of the 3 units on McCrane's team. It's Winter Roth's turn next. She's going to find, I think this only hits 2 of them somehow. Anyway, it's Winter Surprise. She's going to hit 2 of them. Oh my gosh, it does not kill Lena, but it all but kills Lena. Wind Veritas going to take care of that, I think. He's got 77 AP and 3 targets to, double slap with a big piercing AoE. He scoots forward. There it is. Disruption Fang, slap, Lena dead. Dialdo barely alive. He is going to resistance break across the wall right there. And Young King Elda finds himself in a disadvantageous situation. He does heal with his Lion's Rain attack, but it's not doing enough damage to necessarily matter yet. Here comes Triple Cross. Dialdo will die to that, and it's Young King Elda versus 3. Winter Roth, 3,400 HP. Will her AI go for the damage, or will it go for the support? We'll find out. Here comes Veritas of the Wind. He's going to look to keep building on that piercing chain that that Elda's sitting on. Let's see what he's going to do. He might, no, it's going to be Heavenly Wind. There it is. Yeah, he killed him. He comes back to life, and then Roth's gonna go Spearfall, and she kills him, and that's it. She has elemental advantage right there. GG. Whoa. Pierce? Is this Pierce team looking like this? Like, is Wind Veritas making the thumbnail? Maybe. He's been good. He has been good. We pull thumbnail from the winning squad. It's a bit of a spoiler if we do that, I suppose. But anyway. Zalk, hey Zalk, whatever you do, man, we'll just throw you in there for the show match at the end. It'll just be fun. Okay. Updating a bracket right here. Okay. Numero 80 versus Zuvarius. Round 2. Doesn't Luna Ketone CT manipulation as well? God, off the top of my head, I don't know. It's ban, like it's a map effect ban. So if they can do it, they just won't. The game actually will not let them if you have that map effect in place, which is really nice. I have a giant hole in my sock, you guys. It didn't start tonight as a giant hole, but I've been using the hole in my sock as like a fidget as we've been sitting here casting. I have officially like ripped my sock into the next realm, right? It's toast. The code is, wait, not what it appears to be. Huh, it's been deleted. It's being remade. It's called innovation. That's right, Blacklight. I would show you, but I feel like it would break Twitch's terms of service. Zalk, that's fantastic. That sucks, man. As a father, I greatly appreciate that dad joke. Okay, here we go. Round 2 of numero 80 versus Zuvarius. Now, there's a really interesting unit I want to talk about in this matchup, and that's Rain. Rain felt like a really good pick into units like Howl's the Heavenblade and Reagan, right? Like, he's got that elemental advantage. However, the other two units, Glassy and Ferris, counter him back, but are countered in turn by Asterisk the Erudite. So elemental advantage and disadvantage will play a huge role in this fight one way or another. And you can see that numero 80 is indeed leading off with that Rain. Notice that it's 4,700 attack value. So Rain, I do think Black Rose Helena is finally sitting down. I think it was a good run, Black Rose Helena, and numero 80 loves you, clearly, but I think you just got rain. I think it just rained on your parade. Nice. Good joke, me. Anyhow, there it is. So Rain coming in, and with 4,700 attack, is definitely 2 DPS units backing him up. Meanwhile, Zuvarius with the Summer Glassy, 2,600 magic. I do think you're going to see Howl at the Heavens Blade again, and then probably Reagan. That looks like a Reagan squad right there. We get a little bit donation right here. You're welcome, Grimmery. You're welcome. And I'm gonna assume that donation was for the great joke I just told. Anyway, here we go. Numero 80 comes in. We're gonna get the Power of the Crystal buff from Asterius, and then it is going to be Howl at the Heavens Blade, a great unit. I love the combo Howl at the Heavens Blade Reagan. It might not be the strongest thing in War of the Visions, but it's definitely strong enough to make a splash in a draft format like tonight when you have some of those top tier units removed. Winter Ravi's showing up again right here, gonna look to do some damage. She's gonna buff herself and Asterius. It's going to be Glassy's turn next. She's going to give herself that courage buff and the HP recovery. Okay, Asterius not going to be in range to do damage yet, I don't think. I'm wrong. Barrier Break Sword comes out. He was in range. That's a little early for him, I think. He's going to be hurting for AP later. Rain is going to be able to move all the way up and become a tank right here. He's going to probably look for his AoE, try to land a slow or something. Oh, I'm wrong. I'm wrong again. I'm just wrong all over the place. Shining Nova. He's choosing to limit break the tank right there instead of dropping an AoE on the whole team. Now, his main job is to be the tank, in which case he seems to be doing a good job of that. He just ate a double attack. It took 10% of his HP. Then the Graviton Strike, that did a bit more of a chunk. Here's Subjugator coming out. Decent damage across the whole Ice Water team right there by Asterius. Howl at the Heavens Blade next. Going to be able to do some AoE work himself. Magic Arts coming out. Going to spin some circles, drop some magic, slash the middle of it, and it will do pretty good damage, especially to the Asterius, and it's gonna get chained on. Now, Summer Glassy has elemental disadvantage versus Asterius and elemental advantage versus Rain, and somehow do the same amount of damage to both of them, so go figure. Okay, Reagan's turn next, 52 AP. He's gonna go Crimson Blade Strike. It will kill Asterius and almost kill Rain, and it's not looking good for numero 80. Soul Prominence will hit the tank 3 times, lowering her aggro quite a bit, which should open up Winter Ravi's for a chance to do damage to the other team. We'll see what she could do. She likes to use her limit break in these situations. I don't know. She is going to pull it out. I think it is still at the tank. Like the effectiveness of Summer Glassy in this fight is just, oh no, it hit all three of them. So she did find the AoE right there, but auto cure, oh my gosh, the auto healing just feels so bad for her. She's going to get slapped by Howlet. Rain's barely hanging in there. Reagan's going to apply a courage buff to himself. Is Rain finally going to look to try to drop some slows? Soul Prominence on the Reagan does do respectable damage. Ravi's will follow that up with a taunting blade. She says, let me be the tank for a while. And Summer Glassy said, well, I would, but this big Rain guy's in my way, so I got to hit him. Meanwhile, Howlet's like, sure, you can tank. Absolutely. Have a Heavenly Diffusion. And he kills her. Okay, she's down. Now Rain has 3,100 HP, and I think this is his dad, right? Isn't Reagan Rain's dad? Don't do it, Dad. Dad, no. No. He did it. Rain's down. Zuvarius picks up the win. GG. That is Zuvarius' second win of this semifinal match, which means he is moving on to the finals. Good job, Zuvarius. Good job, Reagan and Howlet combo. Rain. Ouch. He tried his best. Asterisk just couldn't find the positioning there, I think, and that's what cost him. So, great showing right there, and we will go to our second match now of the second semifinal match. Yeah, you all get it. Next. Great job with the spreadsheet tonight, Lego Pants. Having it like set up and ready to go. Beautifully done. Ooh. Okay. Let me hop in there. Okay, here we go. Round 2 of Sir McCrane versus Meraxis. There you see their lineups on paper. It's the Super Pierce team Super Pierce team of Sir McCrane versus a lot of Pierce units from Meraxis. So far, nothing has been able to overcome the Flagbearer Glassy Wind Veritas combo. Man, talk about one unit rejuvenating another unit. The amount of life that it looks like Wind Veritas has shoved back into Flagbearer Glassy's insane. I mean, she's never been bad. She was top of the game when she was kind of first out there, and then she fell off a little bit, but man, it feels like Wind Veritas might have brought her back into a very strong place in this game. So she's gonna go Spirit of Wazette, give herself that shield 3 times. We're gonna see Perrine this time, so a little striking damage, a little water synergy here with the Dialdo. There's the AoE resist buff with the re-raise and AP auto restore from King Elda. Winter Roth next. I don't think she's in range to start hurting people yet, so instead she'll go with some buffs. It's gonna be Rite of Refuge, AoE resist buff, Light Dark resist. That's not gonna matter as much. Here's another AoE resist buff with the Fortress buff. It comes with the shield for Wind Veritas, so it doesn't matter. Those AoE resists don't stack, but you still take them. Okay, now elemental disadvantage on the Dialdo against these spear units, and that's where he's just getting chunked out right there. He took half of his HP and damage. Perrine and King Elda are looking to start moving into range. Roth might extend into the danger zone a little bit here, but she has elemental advantage versus both water DPS units on Meraxis' team. Roth maybe busting out the limit break right here. Let's see. I think it is going to be the LB. Yeah, she's going to be able to find 2 units as well. Star Spangled Surprise. So is it the 4th of July? No, but she said the Pledge of Allegiance in school. She hits both those units, landing the slow onto Dialdo. Disruption Fang will take him all the way out, and the tank is dead with Winter Roth and her elemental advantage up in front of Perrine and Young King Elda. Okay. Young King Elda, he's trying to find something to do. He's gonna go If We Must Fall Foul of the Gods. This has a follow-up buff on it, so it'll do some DPS. There you see that, 2600. Then he boosts CT attack and accuracy for his squad. He's gonna eat the triple cross from the Glassy, but he is gonna lap everyone but her with that CT up from his limit break. So let's see what this looks like. Armor Piercer comes out, the Vision card attack. Haven't seen that in a while. It kills the Winter Roth, but Disruption Fang comes in and chunks him very, very low. Okay, Perrine's up next. What can strike damage do to these wind units? There's no elemental advantage or disadvantage in play anymore. She's going to go Motherly Punishment. It's going to be a chain hitting limit break. She's going to punch lots of water balls right there. Does about 40% of the HP. Spear of Sending will send King Elda into the next life while removing his re-raise, which is very important right there. Then we're going to get a jumping move, 5280 from Wind Veritas, as he jumps through the ceiling in the doorway and takes him down. Okay, Glassy survives the hit from Perrine. That's pretty crucial. She has 10 AP left, so she's going to have to resort to just poking, but 2800 damage is a heck of a poke, and it pops Perrine's self-heal. Now, that will be chained by Wind Veritas next. 36 AP, Disruption Fang, just been killing people all day. Haste remove, 5200 damage. Can she kill both of them in one attack? If not, she's in trouble. Yeah, there's our reflex right there. It wouldn't have killed Veritas anyway. It would have killed Glassy, but she just decides to reflex so she can do the swagoo kind of thing and get the kill. Sir McCrane, 2-0 win. GG. And that Wind Pierce team is pretty good. It's running its way straight into the finals. You'll love to see it. In fact, let's put the bracket back on the screen here for a second and check out what our finals are going to look like. So that was Sir McCrane picking up that win. We'll advance him. And then we saw Zuvarius picking up the win here. So here's what your finals look like. Zuvarius versus McCrane. If we were to look here, you see the lineups. It's going to be that Reagan Howlett combo. That's kind of what I'm calling this team. They've been the impressive ones. Again, especially I've been impressed with Reagan today more than I thought I would be versus this Pierce team. And once again, I want to point out, this isn't great. None of these units are natively good to Pierce. Are they running a... They're going to get hit hard. They're going to get hit hard. Now, you do have advantage, right? You do have these ice units, which isn't an elemental advantage against the duo, the combo. But don't sleep on regular worst dad in War of the Visions, King Elda. Did he drive his son into a cult? Yes, he did. The Church of the Crystal cult. Did his son then kill him for it? Yes, he did. Was he a good dad? No. Is he a fire element unit versus 2 ice element units? Yes, he is. Can he redeem himself? Maybe. Oh, Reagan did get his Master Ability 2 upgrade today, too. That's a good point. Skyfray with the big point out right there. Big shout out to Reagan with the Master Ability 2 enhancement. Okay, sweet. Ooh. Ooh. Been a great one so far. In my opinion right now, your 2 thumbnail units, unless something crazy happens and like King Elda pops off, is going to be Wind Veritas and Reagan. He was an okay dad. He was a terrible dad. Terrible. Man, this hole in my sock is impressive, you guys. It is huge. Huge. It's a huge hole. Huge. Now, wait a minute. Greg told him he had to kill one of his sons. I'm not the most religious person in real life, okay? But there is a Bible story about this. I do know my Bible. And in that story, well, I think he would have done it. Actually, yeah, I think Isaac probably would have got the knife if you know, no angel interference right there. Maybe that's where War of the Visions got their inspiration. I don't know. Okay. Yeah. Blame Gilgamesh for oldest behavior. Look, if some supernatural being came down right now from whatever plane of existence and was like, you have to hurt baby J, I'd be like, you go straight back where you came from and shove your sword up your whatever. Like, just kill me. I'm not gonna do it, so just kill me. And like, please don't hurt him. I wouldn't just let him kill me. I'd at least fight him. I'd lose because he's just some super dimensional being. He would destroy me. But I would say hell no, and I would fight. Yeah. Plus it's America, so I have a gun. We all do. Oh, brother of Captain, that's terribly sad. He says he was better than mine, LOL. At least he was there. I imagine the like tear. It's a sad joke. If it makes you feel any better, brother. Oh my gosh, my voice sounds so weird without headphones on. Put those back on right now. I have a 5th grader this year who makes jokes about his dad going to get milk. And I'm like, bro, I feel so bad for you. Like, that sucks, man. I feel terrible for this kid. Because he means it, sort of. He really doesn't have a dad. Okay. Just waiting for either Zuvarius or Sir McCrane to make a room. And then we'll go. Yeah, Hiram, exactly. Gun, greater than divine being. Obviously. Yeah, he'll be back. It takes a while. That's right. It takes a while. He's waiting in line for the last 11 years. Yeah, it's going to be really good milk. That better be high quality milk. That makes sense, numero 80. That makes sense. Humor is the best cure for pain. I agree, Peter. Or Petrescu Allen. I agree. I mean, and I play along with them. Like, right, if some kid wants to make that joke, I'm all in. Like, if that's what that dude needs to cope, I'll help him. But he'd probably rather have a dad than some joke. Still, it's not like he's the only one without a dad. Like, again, this is America. Half these kids have no dad. Somehow. Elda over Curry for sure. Yeah. Yeah. Really, there's not a lot of great fathering in War of the Visions, is there? Like, Moraga wouldn't have been a good dad. Dario dies. Elda sucks. Curry sucks more. Rob's a good dad. You got Rob. Yeah, look, hey, maybe Mott breaks the cycle, okay? Mott might break the cycle. Welcome to the things we talk about in between matches. I have to put enough of a verbal pause in there that I know to edit. Okay, here we go. All right, here's your rosters for the finals. Zuvarius versus Sir McCrane. You see him on the screen there. Note the King Elda and his fire element versus that team. There's going to be certain elements like Summer Glassy that he will have an elemental disadvantage against, but the ice duo, the DPS duo, might have a harder time killing him than they have had with some other units. I do want to take a moment right here to thank everybody on stream who subbed on Twitch, donated some bits. I also want to thank the YouTube members and the people who do super chats and things like that on YouTube. It really means a lot to me, and it's something like a tournament like this is only possible because of the community. So if you're one of those members in the community who shows that big love on like YouTube, becoming a member, or like Yimmer here joining with that Prime sub, appreciate it a bunch, you guys. Thank you for making this all possible. Couldn't do it without you. Here's round one of the finals, Sir McCrane versus Zuvarius. Now, it's a big adjustment right here for McCrane. Wind Veritas sits down in favor of King Elda. So that's not the play I expected. I actually thought you'd see King Elda right here because of his ability to tank the 2 DPS units on the other, the 2 ice DPS slashers on the other team. But I did think we would continue to see the Wind combo still. Now, we have a bit of a delay right here. I wonder if we're not seeing King Elda's limit break. I hope we don't have a spectator bug. That would be a really awful thing to have a spectator bug to start the finals with. But I mean, if that's what's happening, that's what's happening. I don't know. I'm going to give it like 10 seconds, then I'm going to jump out and jump back in. I'm counting down from 10 in my head. It's like 5 seconds left. We're gonna jump out and jump back in. We're gonna see if we can get in here before this thing ends. 10425 is the room code. Of course, we're gonna have another bug during the finals. It is what it is. Okay, we're jumping back in now. Maybe one of the players DC2. You never know. We're reconnecting, so it looks like both players are still in there playing. Here we go. Load in. I expect King Elda to still be alive. Yeah, he is. Okay, but okay, it's going to be a big damage attack right there. King Elda looking to do some Lancer DPS. He does land a double slow. That's better than Lancers usually do. And notice that Reagan is out of AP, so all he can do is auto attack Elda. Now, the mage over here in Howlet will not run out of AP, and in fact, he will snipe the backline. Slowing slash right there onto the Winter Roth. She's down, and it will be Wind Glassy's turn next. Triple Cross finds the entire team, but Pierce resistance be dang. They are not even worried about that. Elda gonna look for another big AoE attack right here. Void Piercer comes out. He is slowly chunking them, except that, you know, she self-heals, and self-heals her back all the way to full HP. There's a reflex. That's gonna have to happen a few more times, I think, if this Pierce team is gonna be able to overcome the slashing damage of Howlet the Heaven's Blade and Reagan. Graviton Strike, elemental disadvantage for King Elda right there. Reagan back up to 28 HP. Mountain Dive, it pops the courage, but he is still alive. 38 AP for Glassy. If she can take out one unit right here, that would be big. She cannot. That Howlet is just hanging on in the back line. Our King Elda could look to kill him right here. He needs to do about 30% of his HP. He finds it. Howlet goes down, and it's a 2v2. Okay, Glassy's going to get to go. Speed is king. She's going to drop 5,100 damage on the tank. Elda's going to go. They are lapping the slowed units right here. His slow turning out to be a big deal in this fight. 6 AP left. The 829 damage will kill King Elda, but Reagan's out of AP. He has elemental advantage against Glassy, so his auto attack hit for about 1 billion. That's unfortunate. She's in trouble. She's gonna go Dark Mega Flare though, so she doesn't resort to auto attacks yet. She will debuff the enemy team, give her team that map-wide buff. Unfortunately for her, by her team, I meant just her because everybody else is dead. As her Blade Slap comes in, it's a little self-healing, and she still only has 1 AP since she resorted to the summon. She pokes. It's a decent poke, but not quite enough to kill Glassy, who's gonna go Woven Claws. That'll take her down to almost dead, and we need 15 reflexes in a row. We gotta pull out some reflexes here, Glassy. Do you have it in you? You do not. She goes down, and Zuvarius picks up the win in the first match of the finals, putting Zuvarius 1 win away from being the Zalk Cup champion. Now, I do want to say, Zalk is hanging out. He formally retired from War of the Visions, started playing a couple weeks ago in honor of the Zalk Cup to challenge for his throne. He says, if there's a cup with my name on it, I have to have the last match. So we might get to see a little Zuvarius versus Zalk here in a moment, or we'll get a 2-0 recounter sweep, sure, from Sir McCrane to turn things back around. We'll find out here in a minute. Yeah, Reagan has all that block rate. There's still like a 1% chance. Look, let her dream, okay? A girl has the right to dream. You guys remember that Toonami commercial? Said a boy has the right to dream. So does Glassy. Yeah, I'm hanging in there as best I can. We're on to Toonami references at 10 p.m. Yeah, the tankiness of the double ice team really is something. The elemental advantage really helped right there against the Glassy. The self-heal was big. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'll do another story. Ooh. Oh, man. Never get old, guys. You just get tired. We do call that a reverse, brother. We call that the old reverse sweep. That's a good idea, Numero. Just stop aging. I like it. That's what I should do. Where'd you go? Like, what clinic did you go to for that? It's the same one like Tom Brady went to? I probably can't afford that one, but they probably have like an alley somewhere. Some kind of like back alley version. Mostly just pasta and beer. Oh. Well, that's a great idea. I guess I need to get on the pasta and beer train. Chad says R.I.P. Akira Toriyama. Yep. Exactly. Okay, room code is up. I'm headed in. Put this on the screen. Just pound the water and coffee. I can't drink coffee. I have to go get my son in the morning. As soon as this is over, I have to go pass out. Ooh. What was your guys, in honor of the now late Akira Toriyama, favorite Dragon Ball Z character? What was your favorite DBZ character? Mine's kind of a weird one. I'll say I always liked... Dude, Blacklight. That's exactly it. Except forget the after Goku part. Tien was my favorite Dragon Ball Z character. Because I always liked the Earthlings, right? So you're limited to Tien, Krillin, Yamcha, I guess Chaozu? Maybe? Whatever he is? Nah, mine wasn't Trunks. I couldn't do the Saiyans. I had to do... Yeah, you got Yajirobe. That's true. Master Roshi. What's up, Kiwi? Vegeta. Yeah, Vegeta's my favorite Saiyan. Audacious, what's up? Thank you, brother-in-law. 37 months. Yes, this thing is still on. Somehow, we are still alive. Cell was your favorite, Chad? Cell? Okay. I don't know if I've ever heard anybody say Cell was their favorite, but cool. Hercule. Yeah, Mr. Satan was pretty cool. Hercule was awesome. Poor guy. He was really good for not having power. Audacious, did you guys do anything special for the wife's birthday? Oh, wait, hold on. I can't talk. I have to do the video. But happy birthday to Molly. Okay. Here we go. Finals match 2, Sir McCrane versus Zuvarius. Now, Sir McCrane needs the reverse sweep to win this tournament. If he can find 2 wins in a row on the back of King Elda, he can do it. He does go to the bench and subs out the, whoops, wrong button, subs out the flag bearer Glassy for Wind Veritas. So that's the adjustment right there. Thinking your DPS unit maybe was the weakness, goes that route. Winter Roth going to stay in there, hoping she can just maybe do things a little bit differently. And I hope we didn't run into the spectator bug again here. For some reason, this match and I are just having a hard time connecting. I'm going to just preemptively jump out and jump back into this one. Not sure what's going on with the spectator tonight, but it has been kind of buggy. Although nothing will be better than the Zidane killing his own team from earlier in the match. We'll never forget that one, but we're probably not going to get that here. Here we go. We're loading back in. You gotta hope. You gotta hope Winter Roth can do more for you. I think she's gonna be the key. We already see Reagan a little bit chunked out right there. Howlett moving in behind him with magic arts. Gonna drop the limit break. Not sure who this is hitting just yet. I feel like I saw Wind Veritas. No, it's Roth. So Roth getting chunked down very early. Disruption Fang onto the Summer Glassy. And this is not the way you wanted it to look for Sir McCrane. I think you wanted Summer Glassy across from Roth. Instead, you're getting the, you know, the Ice Bros over here just taking her out, and Elda unable to move in and cover her. Instead, it's just all backwards elemental wise right here for Sir McCrane. A little bit better initial placement, I feel like, from Zuvarius, and that might be the difference, but let's see what Wind Veritas could do. He's got 56 AP left. He's going to look for some AoE damage, I feel like, right here. Heavenly Wind comes out. It does a little bit, but auto cure heals more than that, and it's looking bad. Reagan is teeing off. Here's Glassy, 46 AP. She can start wailing on folks now. She's gonna go Wolven Claws. It does big damage, and King Elda, what can you do through the wall? Now he might be able to, nope, still a tank. He has to hit the tank. Surge Strike, he hits her for like negative 500 damage. Okay, here comes Magic Arts is already used, so he won't use that again. It's just gonna be Heavenly Diffusion. And okay, look, King Elda, many people over the years have talked trash on you as a unit. You have a chance right now in a 1v3 to undo all of that. Right here, triple kill. And you're now the best unit in War of the Visions. It didn't happen. You are not the best unit in War of the Visions. You're not the best dad in War of the Visions. You're not even the best Lancer. You might be the best Lancer in War of the Visions. They're all pretty bad, including Eileen. Anyway, now everybody's just going to beat you up. Glassy's going to summon. Frog's Curse comes out. Turn him into a toad. It does not. Okay, Reagan's going to get to hit him. Only 23 AP. Through the elemental disadvantage, can he take him down? Is he going to summon on him? Reagan made me do the wait and watch earlier. Let's see. He's gonna do what? He's gonna go Azure Dyed Blade, defense debuff. That's a kill. And Zuvarius is your winner of 2024 Zalt Cup, the return to Friday Night Fights. 4 weeks are in the books. We did 3 rounds of whoever wants to play can. We did a best of 8 draft, and Zuvarius will earn the prestigious, most honored, valued, treasured, the greatest esports award on the internet, a title on my Discord. It's the best prize. It's the best prize. So GG Zuvarius, I will grant you your title. I might make a new one for 2024. We'll see. I don't know. The old one's pretty legendary though. So that's awesome. Now we do have, if you're here on stream, we do have a show match coming up now. We will have Zuvarius taking on Zalk. This is the Zalk Cup. Zuvarius gets a chance. Okay, Zuvarius, here's the deal. If you can beat Zalk, you get a unique title. You've already earned, I'm going to grant you the title that you earned for today, Champion of the Goddess. But you can earn your very own title if you beat Zalk. We'll call it, I don't know what we'll call it. We'll think about that. Okay. Whoa. Any specific rules for this match? You have to use your units. You have to use the units that you have versus whatever he wants to play. Well, I don't see Zalk though. Hold on. Did he go to bed? Okay, no, his name's I'm Zalk. That's why. Okay. Sure. Okay, so Zalk's going to set up the room and put his code into Twitch chat. I'll copy it over into the Discord. So Zalk can play whatever he wants, but he hasn't played the game for 6 months. And then you have to use your team that you won with. That's the rules. And you have to blindfold all your units. But great tournament, guys. What a return. That was really fun. I love doing these drafts. They're my favorite they're my favorite of the 4. Now, next week, what would be the 6 month ago meta? Any of the 4, Zuvarius. You could use any of the stuff you drafted. Ooh. Yeah, it would have been Strike? Or is that too far back? Something. Okay. Now, while we're waiting, what map do we want for next time? Let's do a little bit longer one. Planes? Never. Never planes. Never ever planes. But I'm gonna give you guys some choices here. I'm gonna look at ones that I like. Zalk left before Bride Elias, so he does not have Bridal Elias. You don't have to worry about that. Cave is pretty sure too. It's gonna be springtime, so we can't do Snowy Mountains. Hey, brother, no, you made the top 8, man. That's great. Coastline? Always a fun option. We'll have a vote. Coastline. Zalk, whenever you have the room set up, just drop that code and I will forward it to the Discord. I like Fortress. Now, I don't know how you guys feel about Fortress, but I really like it. So I'm going to put it on the vote. You can't go wrong with a little Horn Castle Gate. The vote will be on Discord, by the way, not in chat. Cathedral Rear Courtyard. A great map. Hello. Castle Interior 1. Did we already pass that? Isn't this the one? Isn't Castle Interior 1? No, it's not the one with the big up and down in the middle. It's a decent map. Sure. Some of these, it's been so long since I've played. Okay, Zuvarius, I'm gonna put the code in for you. There you go. What about... I like playing 6 as well, but I think a lot of people don't like that map. Ovis Castle Gate, Cave, not Cave 2, I don't think. Rundall Castle Gate 3 is decent. Well, there's some options. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and spectate the show match here. Oh, it's a Grace. I think Zalk playing, but Hybrid Coastline 2 is pretty good. Yeah. Yeah, especially with initial placement. It is a crazy map with initial placement sometimes. Zalk playing by the week 1 rules, I think. Yeah, so we'll see. Oh my. Yeah, Zalk playing with the 210 costume. Okay, here we go. All right, now for the final match of the day, we have Zalk stepping out of retirement with an account screenshotted basically like 6+ months ago. It's been a long time since he's played, like half of a year, but he wanted to come back and do a show match with the winner of the cup that carries his name. If Zuvarius can take down Zalk in this, he will earn a title on the Discord that only he can have. Zalk 2.0 or something crazy like that. Now, Zalk is playing a cost limited team because he's playing with week 1's rule set, and it's going to be Sephiroth, Little Leela, regular Little Leela, Grace versus the team that just won the draft. So we'll see. I think Zuvarius has a pretty good chance right here to win, but welcome back, Zalk. It's great to see you on Friday Night Fights again. It's just like the old days. Can your Sephiroth come out here and dominate? He gets the buff online. He's going to get his shield, get a little AP restore. Here comes Grace. She's got, you know, her HP. She's going to go Boon of the Lion, AoE resist. There's a TMR we don't see used much these days. AoE resist for your whole team. Momentum for Leela. Zalk still got his tricks. He can still set up a buff rotation. He can still play the game. There's AP restore for a unit that starts with 186 AP. That almost seems like cheating. There's Pirate Onslaught onto the Leela. She tanks that pretty well. We're going to get the Blessing coming out right here. Heal on a bunch of full HP units. Okay, Regenerator comes out for Leela. So she will, she's got all that HP working for her now. Here's Wolven Claws coming out. She tanks that. Okay, I got these. Excuse me, that's what the mute button's for. Here comes Hell's Gate from Sephiroth. Decent damage right there across the team. Sephiroth can still put out some pain. It's going to be Grace next. Grace might have a target low enough that she's going to look to heal. The region will click in for Leela, so she's not looking too bad. Silencing spell. She does land the silence on 2. Did she land the silence on the magic scaling unit? No. Nope. If there was, I don't know if it silences him anyway, but he didn't get silenced. Still, Sephiroth out here tanking pretty well. Ferris gonna look to do a little AoE and some healing maybe. No, it's gonna be the limit break. Storm on the high seas. If Sephiroth dies, you gotta feel like this fight is over completely. Here comes Storm on the high seas. Sephiroth lives, Leela lives as well. So here comes the counterattack. Grace gonna look to do some healing right here. If her speed is fast enough, cast speed not fast enough, Leela's probably in trouble. Here comes Wolven Claws. Leela goes down. Still, the heal might be able to hit Sephiroth, who's going to be able to hit the entire team if he wants to right here. It's going to be Octoslash instead. He's going to bring out the Octoslash, the Limit Break coming out right here. Cool guys don't look at explosions, and it did 1 damage. It did hit all 3. You just wouldn't be able to tell based on the amount of damage it just did to Ferris. It did a single damage. And then Howlet did 8,573 more damage than that to Grace and killed her. And then Ferris did 2,000. That's not fair, Ferris. He can't even hurt you. What are you doing? You're not playing fair at all. Okay, Sephiroth on the counterattack right here. What can he do? He's got to hit them all again. Try to kill them all, Sephiroth. Hell's Gate comes out. I mean, it did more than 1. Hell, he's doing a little bit of damage. They're just self-healing and resisting it all. It's just simply not fair. Here comes Tranquil Rendering. Big damage onto the Sephiroth. We're going to get Summer Glassy with a chance to finish him off with an auto attack. It's enough. Sephiroth doesn't die. He just takes a knee. But Zuvarius ends the Zalk Cup by taking down Zalk in a fight. And you know what? Zalk's showing that skill. He showed up here with a 210 cost limited team. Per the week 1 rules, played against a no cost limit team, put up a decent fight. That was okay. Sephiroth was popping off. Just, you know, eventually he got triple UR'd to death. Still, Zalk, thank you so much for all of the great tournaments that you played in the past. Guys, no one, these tournaments, whether it's mine, whether it's the WDL, whether it was the official tournaments last year, none of these happen without you all, the community. So thank you guys for being great players week in and week out, supporting myself, any of the other, anything in the tournament scene. Let's keep it going. Let's keep it alive. If you guys want to participate in Friday Night Fights next week, we will have a vote for the new map going up this weekend. I will have rules for our next Cup series posted on Monday with the new map. We're probably going to play around elements this time. So look for some rotating elemental rules and hope to see y'all there. Have a great night, everybody. I'll catch you next time. Peace. Okay, there we go. That's it for the YouTube VOD. Great tournament, guys. The draft went super awesome. Lego Pants, thank you so much for the spreadsheet. It's great to see you back, Zalk. Great to see you back. Even if just for 1 fight. If you ever really return to playing, seriously, rejoin. You know, rejoin the Friday Night Fight scene. Even if just once a week. But I do understand. I know your life's crazy busy right now. I feel you. Honestly, if I wasn't like content creating, it'd be very hard for me to justify playing as much video games as I do. So I feel you all the way. Luckily for me, we kind of need the money. I say that like that's unironic, I suppose. It's like, yeah. Okay. Well, guys, I'm super tired. We have been live for 4 hours, my longest stream in a long time, but I appreciate the heck out of y'all. I'm going to go to the ending screen. Francesca, Lego, Maverick, all moderators, all players, all viewers, thank you guys. And I will see you all, well, this coming up week. Okay, that's it. I'm going to scroll a bit here. Maybe there's some, you know, maybe we do a raid. Hold on. I always forget about raids. Who's live on Twitch right now that we can throw ourselves at? Be quiet, Double Lift. How about... Legions? Okay. Raid a channel. He is playing Final Fantasy VII, so if you want to avoid spoilers, you know, dip. All right. I'll see y'all next time.